Hello, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our first Friday in the month of May, the greatest month to ever exist. Welcome. Today we are doing a juicy reading on what are their messages for you. So, as you know, we've got 3 piles. I feel like I just went right into this. I'm such a skis starting this. Sorry, you guys. Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. Beltane blessings, big love. Happy Beltane. Let's get this started proper. Catherine, thank you so much for the super chat. We're just starting off May with such a bang. I love it. For those of you that don't know, I'm born in May. I'm nestled right between the flower moon and the strawberry moon, just where God wanted me. All right, so we have 3 piles here, and I'll go ahead and put that up, but we do have an anchor card. So we'll put that up first. So the anchor card for this one is the Hunter. So the anchor card is not a choice in the piles, but it is the similar energy for all 3 piles. So this is, we lovingly call this the boob card around here for reasons that will be obvious momentarily. Just keep staring at the picture and you'll get it. So that's the anchor card. Take that as you will. And then we've got 3 piles. And the first pile, these are your choices. So the first pile is the Ring. The second pile is the Dead End. And the third pile is the Flame. So I'll put that up there for you. If you haven't already chosen your pile, now's the time to do that. But even if you have, now is when we like to go within, just take one full breath at least, because one full breath is a meditation. We like to break all the rules on the internet by being completely and utterly silent and just connecting with our inner space, allowing all of the noise of the world that hustles and bustles around us all the time. And it's always pulling for our attention. And there's this thing we got to worry about. And there's that thing over there. And if I don't think about this, it'll never get done. All of that stuff, just allow it to drop and turn the gaze inwards and connect with the part of you that is beneath all of that, that is the silent observer, constantly observing your actions, your thoughts, your feelings, and the way that you're interacting with the world around you and all of that. So I like to put my hands over my heart, but you can do your own thing, whatever feels comfortable for you, and go. And whenever you're ready, you can just open your eyes and be drawn into whatever pile or multiple piles you feel drawn towards, keeping in mind that sometimes the way you get drawn into a pile can illuminate things about the way your intuition is guiding you in this situation overall in your life, because truly I try to set the intention that everything that happens in this little window of time can be helpful and can be a message in a way that's not making all of us paranoid or crazy or anything like that, but just is helpful. There's a little spell that I like to do. The truth I seek comes gently at me in ways that I can process aptly. So that's just a gift for you. And allow yourself to be drawn into that pile, but also the truths that you seek. I just saw the word reveal very strongly in my mind. Reveal, reveal, reveal. So whenever you're ready, everybody's saying happy Beltane. I love this. Our little chaos coven here. All right, so we're going to do pile number 1, which is the Ring. Dun, dun, dun. I'm really feeling a waterfall energy from like the Ring into like the Dead End. Like, I don't know, into pile number 2. I don't know if there's like a connection here, but I just like felt that really, really strongly. Okay, so the Ring, pile number 1. All right, I'm gonna compassion us. Compassion, compassion, compassion. All right, let me just have a little drink. All right, so pile number 1, what is this person's message? You can think about anybody here. This is funny, huh? Pile number one. What is this person's message to pile number one? Okay. Okay, this is interesting. I'm kind of getting a lot of messages. I don't know how these kind of like fit together, but I feel like there is an Empress energy here. This is a deck. YouTube kind of doesn't like this deck for whatever reason, because I think it's the Empress energy. And in this deck, it is Kali energy. And I feel like, oh, okay, so I'm hearing the feminine is always dual. And I feel like this person is sent to you. I'm going to show you this because there's nothing wrong with this card. So this is like the Empress here, like with Kali. And it's like a woman that's in her power. And I'm hearing the feminine is always dual, which is like ancient Vedic wisdom. And I feel like this person is sent to you in one way or another, because the truth is not seen clearly in this situation about this Empress. But I kind of feel like there's two Empresses, because I'm seeing like the feminine is always dual. And it feels very much like this is sent to you in order for you to see and comprehend the truth about an Empress. So whatever Empress this person is, and there seems like kind of like an opposite sort of an energy here. The truth is not seen, the truth is not known. And see how they're like putting together this sort of truth? It's cracked in the middle. I feel like, and they're Cyclops energy, so they lack depth perception. So this person is sent to you. And I feel like for some of you, this might be your own energy, where this is what you would say to somebody, or like this is a deeper soul message that's coming through here at first. And it feels almost like Spirit's message about this situation that's like superseding or overriding what any of like the egos or like the individual souls here would say about the situation. And it's to clarify a situation through depth, through seeing something very clearly, seeing something like deeper. You have to see deeper beyond just like the surface. And I even feel like, oh my gosh. Okay. So I was watching this woman that I like to watch. This was, this last week actually. And she is so smart. I don't know how to describe her other than just like a researcher. And, she's very like matter of fact, but she like very much calls out like the truths or whatever. And somebody said that she like lacked empathy in the comment section. And I was like, whoa, that's like way off base. And she addressed it, that she was not conforming to the, whatever mold, like she wasn't being demure or she wasn't being sweet, but it didn't mean that she like lacked empathy or something. So I feel like there could be a ferocity here, like about the feminine, but it's that kind of wolf mother, the B word mother, that like comes out, but that's incredibly empathetic. It's protective. And it's, so I feel like there's something is not seen here clearly, possibly about your own inner feminine for some of you, but also I feel like there's a feminine without. And that's even if you're a man watching this, you have an inner feminine as well. We have masculine and feminine energies. And so this is protective is what I'm getting. And it has to do with this ring energy. And this is what I was getting at first. Afriglin, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support always. The Bayou, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you guys. So this goes into the other message that was coming through clear at first, and I kind of don't know how these things connect, but it has to do with this like ring energy. And I don't know if for some of you, I'm actually not talking about Candace Owens, just to clarify. But guys, let's not fight. Okay, so the ring here, this is representing of a partnership. So I don't know. I feel like for some of you, this is a couple outside of you. And this could even be like your parents, or this could be, I don't know, say you work for a boss or a company or something like that, and it's owned by like a couple. It could be a couple outside of you. This could also be a couple that you are a part of or like participate in some way. And with the wedding rings here, it could be like a choice to do with like partnership or love. And if you are a woman yourself and it's like, there's something here about your inner feminine, it's like the feminine is dual. And I feel like there's something here about like highlighting a duality in your own inner feminine, something like that. And which one, because the feminine energy, right, is ruled over by Venus, which is like your values, your principles, and like the choices that you're making. And so maybe the inner feminine is like split in this way. It's meant to highlight this, some kind of like maybe being pulled in two directions or something. But for some of you, it could actually be women. And with the ring, maybe it's not a romantic connection. Maybe this is like a contract. So you could be going towards like different, I don't know, work environments. It's something here to do with this Empress energy, but Venus energy as well. It could be a partnership. I am getting a couple though for a lot of you. That's the way it immediately makes sense. So that's how I'm going to deliver the message, because I feel like they needed to be confronted by this partnership. Somebody here did, in order to overcome it. But there's a partnership here, because I always with this, I notice like the rings where it looks like platinum and diamond to me. So this looks like very of the world, but also like very cold and maybe very shiny, very bling bling, but very cold. And it's surrounded by the rainbow, which to me it's like seems very bohemian, which I had a message come out about like bohemian stuff not too long ago. Leah, thank you so much for the super chat. And so I feel like something here maybe seemed like it was freeing, or it was meant to seem like it was freeing with the bohemian energy, but actually it was very like cold or binding, and it just like goes round and round and round. And actually with the ring energy, it seemed like a partnership energy at first, but now when I look closer at these rings, it seems like there's like 5 of them, like all kind of intertwined. So there's other karmic relationships or situations that maybe are involved with this. This feels very karmic, and it feels like this person needed to be confronted with it, and confronted with this like false reality that going through this ring energy, whether it's going through a partnership, is the only way that they could achieve something here. And whatever it is that they wanted to achieve, I feel like it's actually associated with freedom. So there's a paradox here of like something that binds you. It looks like it offers freedom. So this could be money. This could be partnering up with somebody because they have money, or taking the job that maybe pays more money, but there's actually something over here that you would like to do, but you could do it for 30 years. And maybe it's not like, maybe you don't make as much money like month to month, but you can do it for 30 years. So over time, like you still have that same job and you're still building it up, where maybe the other one, you can't see it that way in the future, that it's going to fall apart. You see what I'm saying? There's some kind of paradox or irony. And it's kind of like a rug being pulled kind of a moment of like this couple or this Empress energy. And this could be a man in Empress energy, because this could be like a very Venus dominant man who seems like they offer partnership. And in that Empress energy seems like they're well-rounded, seems like they, kind of offer everything. And they want you, whatever this is, it's like an illusion. It's a trick. So I don't know. So this message is all about what would they say to you. So for some of you, I feel like this person is saying, look, I see through this trick karmically. I had to be confronted with this. Whether you are a part of this couple that's trying to offer this person something, or you've partnered up with somebody here, I don't know. At the heart of it, it's an Empress. And this Empress is like eating this guy who has a smile on his face, by the way. And so this person is like, I see the truth. I see clearly what it is. Like maybe some of you, like, I feel like for a lot of you, this is your voice that's saying this. I see that you are with somebody, or I see the hidden fine print, at the bottom that it makes it look like it's bohemian, or that it's carefree, or that it's a way for me to have like freedom or something. Because I don't know, this almost looks like you have to go through the rings to get to the sky. But if you look, the sky is like all around. The sky is all around. It's not just only through the rings. So somebody or something here wanted you to have like tunnel vision on like, the only way for me to accomplish this, the only way for me to achieve something is to go right through these rings, but you don't have to. That maybe it was like, well, I need to be traditional. I need to get married. I need to, it could just be that in general, like these concepts of the ring and like traditionality, or that you have to be with like partner with a certain person who seems to have this platinum, these diamondy things. But it actually, this is very much giving me the impression of like the goalposts are always moving, and something here is like always shifting, even like, because look at the rings here, like see how one of them looks almost like a snake skin to me. And like, to me, that's the shapeshifter energy, like in this deck, but it's on the platinum energy, which is like a metal, right? It's a hard metal, I think too. And even something that looks like a hard metal, that it's like never going to shift or change. Well, it does. Like in whatever this is. So this is like a conundrum. This has been like a puzzle, like a psychic puzzle. And I feel like this person has had to like learn to depend on themselves. And I think there's a real flipping of the energies here as well, where there was an attempt to get this person to cut off the truth about this person. And that could be because there's multiple people here. At first it looks like it's just like a partnership, but really it comes with all this baggage of like other people. Because I'm seeing 5, and 5 in the tarot, it's like a number of like limit, lack, struggle, competition. And that's what it binds you into. Like when you are somehow engaging with this ring energy, it's like, I see the truth of it. That's what this person had to do. And I feel like that's what they're saying is, I see the truth of it. I see that I don't need this. I see that this is a trick. I see that you claim to offer that, or this could be somebody's personality as well. I see that on the face of you, you look very like bohemian or very carefree or whatever, but actually you're hiding a whole ass marriage, or you're hiding this like binding energy, and that something's going to shift or change here. I see that, and I'm stepping away, and I understand that I can access this space energy, which might literally be like, maybe somebody wants, it's kind of giving like freedom or like just the space to breathe or something. It's like, I finally see that I can just access it. I don't need the middleman. It feels like that. You are not a middleman to my happiness. You are not a middleman to my success. I don't need you. I don't want you. And it feels like somebody here was like really hunting after this person. But I think that they were trying to bait this person which I think for a lot of you is you in pile number one, into being this hunter energy because they wanted to like show off. Somebody here could have like wanted to show off and like to draw this like horse in, but the horse, it's to me, the space energy, because the horse is like Shadabishak. The female horse is Shadabishak in the middle of Aquarius. That's a nakshatra in Vedic astrology, a lunar house in the middle of Aquarius. And it's also a Ketu ruled nakshatra, the male horse, at the very beginning of Aries. And those are counterpart energies. And both are to do with healing. And this horse being in like a shadow energy, this to me looks like shadow work material. And I think somebody here was trying to kind of, well, this is the boob card, okay? So maybe with their boobies, I don't know. But like drawing somebody in with like the light, it's like sparkle, sparkle, like, oh, come chase the light or something. To somebody's shadow. They were trying to be music to someone's shadow's ears. Like they tried to prey upon somebody's fear energy, and they tried to operate in the dark, whoever this was, to put forth like maybe a valiant steed kind of energy, like a noble steed, you know, because horses are very, I don't know, they're majestic, aren't they? Like they're attractive, they're like freedom, they're, you know, and also they're kind of family oriented. I remember seeing this video of these actual wild horses, and the male horse was actually very protective and like kicking everybody off, and they were evading people for quite a while because they were trying to catch these wild horses. And in modern times, like you're nobody special if you catch a wild horse, because where are they supposed to go? There's like highways, and you know, you have a freaking helicopter, like, or a drone. They had clearly a drone that they were like, it's not a fair fight. You are not strong for doing that with all of these gadgets. You know, it's not like that. I don't know, but it's like they were trying to bake that in. And this person is just like, I can see what you're doing. This person is basically like, I can just see what you're doing. And I've healed. I've dealt with my own shadow and actually connecting. And again, a lot of you, I feel like this is you saying this message to somebody else, which is why you're like, I found my own strength. I found my own power, because the shadow rules over our own power. And I have the power to kind of heal myself, at least internally, like in terms of, you know, your psychology and your shadow. And that Ashwini energy, both those healer energies, it's like doing the Lord's work like upon the earth, but that's like with yourself, healing yourself. And I'm hearing there is a quote that says something like healing yourself is the strongest, best thing that you can do for anybody here on the planet. So I feel like that's what this person is doing, that, and they just recognize that they're being kind of lured in, when in actuality, like I said, there's a projection, and there's this weird like switchy kind of nature here of somebody here trying to make this person chase after them. And maybe they were trying to do that with a partnership, like, oh, look at me, I have this platinum diamond band, or I have this sparkly partnership in some way. And it could be a partnership, I just saw like a brand deal or something, you know, so almost like an influencer culture, like, look at me, I have this partnership with this company, or I have this job. It's contractual energy, whatever this is. And doesn't that make you want to chase after me? But if somebody did that, if somebody ran to a partnership, whatever kind of partnership, and I think for a lot of you it's romantic, but it doesn't have to be. It was like there was some kind of plan, but they didn't see this other person clearly, and that could be this Empress energy, which could be a feminine, it could be a masculine, it could be whatever it is. It pretends to be balanced, it pretends to be fair, it pretends to be healing, or like everything that you ever want. It pretends to be sparkly, and it's not actually that. It's like gonna eat you. It's gonna eat you, or it's gonna eat somebody else, and that's not seen clearly. And that's what is kind of going on here. And I saw this song over here on the side, and it's a Sarah Evans song, There's No Place That Far. If I had to run, if I had to crawl, if I had to swim 100 rivers just to climb 1,000 walls, always know that I would find a way to get to where you are. There's no place that far. And that's like obviously a love song, but I feel like this person's almost saying that to themselves, like to their own like wounded inner child, or to their own like, you know, shadow that they've like kind of locked away, certain traits. It's like, I got my own back. Like that's what this person's saying. Like there's no place that far. Because it feels like somebody here was trying to put obstacles up, and it feels like that maybe there's been a switcheroo, like destiny, like kind of destiny speaking, where because this person's healed themselves and somebody was trying to do this to them, because I really feel like somebody was trying to do this to this person, and this person just sidestepped, just like saw the trap and went nope, and like just kind of juked to the left, because they've grown and they see things differently, and they're seeing through the lens of wisdom, that I feel like it allowed whoever tried to do this to get stuck in their own trap and to have to kind of force them to look at their own trap, because they're actually stuck. I don't think that they realized it. And this can hold true in a romantic relationship, but also like for a company or something like that. Like, oh, now I just heard like I'm in bed with these people. And this feels like in some kind of scorpionic way. It could be literally. It could be because Scorpio rules over other people's money, or it rules over there's something that this person didn't see, that they were actually potentially hunted for some kind of partnership, or I don't know. And this could, I'm hearing for some of you, this could be more general. Like, it doesn't have to be targeted at a certain person. Like, if somebody here is like very insecure and they're like, I just heard hypergamy, because hypergamy is like trying to date up. Not just for some people, it can be in terms of money and social status and somebody who has like a better job than them. But for others, it could be like somebody with more social capital. I just learned that the other day. Or societal capital or sexual capital as well. And so somebody here was like maybe trying to do that generally because they have low self-esteem. Maybe that was what this person had to confront within themselves. So maybe this person's like, I'm just not attracted anymore because I realized that I was only attracted into you because of hypergamy, that I only fell into because I had low self-esteem. And I realized that I'm just like trying to connect with my own self. So this is somebody who's like really healing here. And this feels like on a soul level. This feels like beyond, like it's coming from beyond some kind of, and maybe this person's made contact with that space. I'm kind of getting that like with the space imagery, and also this like Shadabishak energy, which is the horse Yoni, the female horse in the middle of Aquarius. That is notoriously one of the more difficult places in the entire zodiac, because that's the one where people say you can live like 1,000 lifetimes and still struggle to like overcome whatever that is, because you confront all your demons at that place. And I feel like that's what this person has basically done. They've confronted all their demons in order to heal themselves. And they could have had to free themselves of some kind of like addiction energy. And addiction can be to a substance. It can be to a person. It can be to a cycle. It's really like something that has a high point in the cycle and then it immediately goes to a low point. And you kind of keep chasing it because you think the high point is going to sustain at some point forever. And it just doesn't. It always like kind of falls off to a cliff. And I think this person's realized that about a partnership, about somebody that they involve with, because they give this impression of being sparkly, possibly rich, very stable, very bohemian, but they're actually not that way. And this person's like, you just block my view. You make me think I've got to go through this to get my happiness, and I don't. And it's just a trick. I feel like this is, like if I have cats, and so like, when you play with them with the stick thing, this is like the moment the cat realizes that like you're like dangling the stick, and they stop looking at the toy at the end of it and they start looking at the stick. They're just watching the stick. It's like that. Like this person has really, really leveled up. They're learning a lot. This person would say that. They would say like, they would tell you that they didn't see certain things clearly in the past. Now, okay, so this is essentially, this message is all about the messages. So I think for some of you, this is very first person where they're saying this to somebody here. But I think there also could be somebody else that was in the energy that I'm describing, where they were trying to bait this other person, and their shadow was very active. And so they went face first into this kind of negative partnership. That person, I think you have to be careful with this energy, because they might be trying to get you to chase them. And it might not be real, but for some of these people, it might be real. But it feels like they're still at the very beginning. They're still at the very early phases of catching on to this, of like, well, I didn't see something clearly about this person that I partnered with before. And I don't think that they would tell you that they were trying to get you to chase after them. For some, they were trying to set up a scenario where you were fighting somebody else over them in order to feed their own ego. Because I just get the sense that if this person got wrapped up in this kind of partnership, that they're just at the very beginning stages, actually, of realizing that it was their shadow and that they need to do all the shadow work. They're at the beginning. So this is healing and this is good. And I feel like they're kind of following you, but they're just at the beginning of whatever this is. So you'd have to watch it, like this person saying, oh my gosh, I didn't see this person clearly. That is true. They didn't see this person clearly, but they didn't see this person clearly because they were operating in their own shadow, and there was something that they were like hunting. And I think it could have been you or a relationship, or they could have even been jealous of somebody that you were with. Like you could have been in a relationship with somebody else, and so then they rushed into a partnership to compete with that. I don't know. But this person, I don't think, would be telling you all that about themselves, that they were actually in this very selfish or low vibrational energy, and that's what caused them to misstep, and that's why they didn't look too closely at this other person. I don't think they would say that. But they would also say that they think that you're happy, that you look very serene and very quiet and very peaceful, and they're realizing that that is actually the healing energy. That's the healing energy. Be very careful in your dreams with this group, okay? I don't know if it just needs to be like a reminder, like never enter into any contracts or anything in your dreams. And any agreements or anything, like void those out. And, oh wait, I'm channeling another, contracts that are made in dreams are null and void. They're all schemes. Contracts that are made in dreams are null and void. They're all schemes. Contracts that are made in dreams are null and void. They're all schemes. Just say that. Okay. So yeah, don't enter into anything, because I do feel like there's a sneaky energy here that's sneaking around, and it could be trying to act like it's grieving with the Five of Cups, but it's actually like still sneaking around. Because again, I think I know that you know these kinds of people. Okay. I know that you do, where you think that you're getting through to them. Like you think you're pouring out your heart. You told them how much they hurt you or whatever, that you think that they're listening, and then they just go right around and they do the same thing again. You know, they mirror back everything in the conversation, and then they just go right around. For some of you, I think they have had some kind of genuine epiphany, but it is like nowhere near guaranteed that it's gonna stick, and that this person's gonna have the tenacity, the drive, the perseverance. I just heard this person's very motivated by their feelings, like whoever this person is, which is why they might seem like very wishy-washy, like their actions are very motivated by their feelings. And I feel like they want you now. So for some, you have to watch this, because this person is very tactical. There's multiple people here. So I don't take this however it's resonating for your situation. But I feel like for some of you, there is a person here that they just kind of recognize that they're stuck in this partnership. They're not going to get out of it because they benefit too greatly, like on a material plane. And they're trying to get back in your good graces, but they're just realizing that they're locked out. And they will say anything, including I'm healing, including I see my shadow. And I think that they might have actually gotten a glimpse of their shadow, but I think this might be very prominent in this person, and that they are gripped by that more than they realize or would like to admit. And certainly they won't speak to that part of it out loud. That's a person that's not changing. This is a person who needs to own it. They need to say their own, because again, I feel like somebody here is like, for some of you, if this is the person that's in the partner, because I feel like you actually might have a soul connection or soul tie, take it however it resonates, like with that person where you are freeing yourself. And that was the first part of the reading, right? Where I feel like you were saying these things and you were like leaving and you were actually healing your shadow stuff. And I think this person's actually like following behind you, because they kind of hunt your energy actually. They got involved in this, and I think that they might try to make you feel guilty, or in their mind, I don't know. It's deeply unconscious, like whatever this is, but they're kind of like following you up out of it. And I think you're going to either lose this person, or they're just going to keep following you out of it, because this person's at a point now where they have had an epiphany, but whether or not they're just going to think, oh, maybe this is the key. Like that, I'm seeing this person try that key in the door to see if I say, oh, I've healed and I've done my shadow work and I see this person clearly now. If I say that, are you going to let me in? Are you going to, and I would say no. To this person's got a long way to go, even if they are talking like that. And I think that needs to kind of like be acknowledged. And then they're going to talk to you about how you're so peaceful and you're so serene, and that they're in this thing that's very like flashy and very whatever, and that you are different, and that you are like their dream person, and that they're going to say all the right things, you know, and it's because they're going to say something here was an accident. I don't know. But I feel like they're trying to like stitch something here together. So you really have to be careful. But somebody here is very genuine. And I think they would say that they think that you're very genuine. But yeah, I don't know. And I think with this Sarah Evans song, they would maybe say this, like, if I have to run, if I had to crawl, if I had to swim 100 rivers. This is very sweet, right? They're saying all the right things. If I had to run, if I had to crawl, if I had to swim 100 rivers just to climb 1,000 walls, always know that I would find a way to get to where you are. There's no place that far. I think you should be like, let's see it then. Okay. If you're going to climb a river to try to catch up to me, let's see it then. Okay. Because I'm not going to help you up over the wall. Really, I think that this is a group that maybe got sucked into this with like victim, rescue, persecutor dynamics. So stay away from that. This person has to match your strength. They have to climb that wall, just like a bird has to push its way out of the egg. Just like a butterfly has to push its way out of the cocoon in order to build its wing strength to be able to take the next step of that journey. Because butterflies don't live if you poke through their cocoon. They have to build their wing strength to get off the leaf that they were on. And this person needs to do that. And they can't be helped. And so I feel like you and this person would be at a distance. And so it's put up or shut up. This person, there's something here to do with action. And I just heard karma means action. There's a reason karma means action. So this person needs to do the right and proper action. It's not enough for this person to just see, because if this person really did actually see the nature of the person that they were with, or that they chose over you, or that they compared to you because they were being very superficial, because the only way you could compare these two empresses is to be extremely superficial and to lack depth perception. So if they really have the depth perception, let me tell you, this person could not get away from that person fast enough. They really couldn't. It's not a choice. It's not, well, no. They would vomit profusely until they got away. They would bathe in lava soap every day of their life for the rest of their life while they continued vomiting, and had to go to every health and wellness retreat that they could possibly get their hands on. That's the level of debauchery and disgustingness that this empress that they've involved with or have become themselves is. If they really get it, their actions are going to back that up. And if their actions are not backing up, baby, they don't get it. Okay, they really don't get it. And I feel like this person is like very capable with their words. And I think you know that. I think you already know that. Because again, this is like very, it's even emotional with this being like the song energy of like, if I had to run, if I had to crawl, you know, and it's very convincing. But don't let this person convince you with their words. And I think that's something that you've learned, or again, flipping this energy again. So if this is the kind of first person perspective, which I think is most of you, they're saying, I've learned to watch a person's actions, especially if that person is a man, because masculine energy rules over the actions, while the feminine energy rules over the being energy. And if you want to know who somebody is, like, watch their actions, because this person has a mouth on them, don't they? This person is able to make things seem sweet or make things seem pretty or make things seem plausible that are not. And it's dangerous to be around a person like that. I think some of you have learned that the hard way. And maybe, yeah, you didn't see this person clearly as well. Yeah, this person's really wanting to come towards you though. Like there's somebody here that's really wanting to come towards you. They're all up in their head. And like, I think it's because there's nothing, the cycle really is over. They have to look at things from a different perspective. And somebody here is already, this feels very much like there's one person that's out and that's like leading the way. There's another person that's like following behind them. And so I keep flashing back and forth between like these two people, where one of these people is like, they really have hit it. They've seen it. And you can tell because their actions, they're speaking with their actions and they're saying, I don't want it. I can see it. I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I can see that I don't need you. I can see that I can see that you're a lie and that you're a liar and that you're involved with lies and liars and that you've involved in at least one karmic partnership that's led to 5 other karmic partnerships. It's extremely binding and it keeps you in some kind of mentality of lack. I see that that's all you offer me, no matter how shiny it is. This is very much Jesus being tempted on the mount by the devil. And I feel like this could have been actually your devil. And where it seems like they offer everything and you're like, I see through it. Boom, boom, boom. And spirit, it's putting, I'm seeing, there's a deck that I have where there's like a high priestess and she has like this magical apple that she's like holding out in front. And that's what I feel like this other person that's like following behind, spirit's offering this person a choice. Like, what are you choosing? Are you choosing to follow and to remove yourself? Now pick up your cross and follow me kind of thing? Are you going to deal with your problems? Are you going to lug that over the finish line? Are you going to make some kind of sacrifice? Or are you not? Because this is a time for action. This is a time for action with this other person. And if they're not acting, and I don't mean acting like theater kid, I mean like, you know, if they're not taking like the right actions, then I feel like it's time for them to leave, because I think they need to realize that they themselves have been in some devil energy. You can't make this up. Literally, the devil card just came out. Yeah. And these are 2 major arcanas, the hangman and the devil. And that they've involved in this devil energy and that it's kept them stuck, actually. This isn't the way that they're going to progress. And I think this person feels like petulant or like betrayed because they're like they feel they want to get you. They want to get at you. I just heard that Chris Brown song. It's like, 'cause I'm trying to get at you. I don't know. That's literally the only lyric that I heard. I'm trying to get at you. Yeah, so there's like maybe a lot of attraction here, but this person has to realize that they can go no further in this energy, not where you're going. And that's how you freed yourself from the cycle. And weirdly, I feel like there's actually a soulmate connection here, which is why they have the option to follow you up out of this anyways. Yeah, and like it's to get this like wish fulfillment here. But otherwise, this person's just going to sink your boat. And I think that's what somebody here realizes, like, I thought you were a wish fulfillment, but actually you're just going to sink my boat. And there's justice. There's justice. There's a balancing. There's a lot of major arcanas coming out here. This whole pile feels of the beyond to me. It feels like it's a higher self energy. This first person that's taking the lead here has very much been in alignment. They've done what they needed to do. Spirit has been guiding and helping this person. And I almost am seeing this person. Okay, whoa. You remember the thing that I said about the cat and like the stick? And I feel like you're meant to see this. Like if you're this second person that's like following any of them out. Hold on, Emily's asking the name of this deck, and I can't even remember the name of this deck, but I did get it on Etsy. It's one of the more expensive ones. I think I looked up like mythological creature deck or something. I don't know. Anyways, so I feel like Spirit is wanting you to see this because this first person, I'm almost seeing this first person is the Nine of Cups. It's a genuine wish fulfillment though. This is genuine because it's of spirit. It's high vibrational. But if you've ever gone fishing before, you know when you get a lure, like you can get really pretty ones, like very bright colors and stuff. Like that's what I'm seeing. This first person is like on Spirit's hook here. And Spirit is like the fisher person. And Spirit like put this person dangle like over this like steaming, festering pit that this second person lives in. And it's like, take this and I'll pull you out. This is like not a hook that's gonna hook you and like so that something can eat you. This is something that's like you would have to climb up these like muddy walls and stuff in order to get out. But Spirit's like, get it and I'll reel you up, you know, like, but you have to take this and actually go. And but if not, I feel like it's like you have to climb. There's lots of different ways because you can attach to, which I think means maybe having a partnership and being loyal in that partnership, actually committing yourself to whatever partnership with this person. That's the easiest way because then Spirit's just going to pull you up and all you got to do is maintain that. But if not, then you're climbing up the muddy sides of the walls, like going after that, like Nine of Cups energy. But you would be you'd have to cut these ties along the way and follow what Spirit is saying, just like this person did. And that's like kind of leading this out is what I'm getting. And it's a justice energy. That's a healing energy, but you're being invited to, if you're the second person here, participate in that. So yeah, something is not seen clearly, and it is about an Empress energy. Empress is very feminine energy, but it could be a man. So I'm just going to say like, this could be a mother energy. This could be a partnership energy. This could be a value energy. Something is like not valuable. Something here had a plan. Something here had its eye on you. Maybe while you had your eye on this other person. You don't realize it. And it could even be like an energy, you know, or an entity or something. I don't know. Yeah, Knight of Wands. And they got you to like jump in with this person because you didn't see them clearly. And that's what they wanted you to do, is to be in this Knight of Wands energy instead of the King of Wands, which is mastery over the wand space, competition, anger, schmegdual energy, leadership energy. Maybe they wanted to resurrect something from the past. Rehash an old argument is what I'm getting. They wanted to clear the air. And they acted like they were this like Queen of Pentacles or something. Yeah. So somebody here got duped. Somebody here got tricked. And somebody else like avoided the bait. Okay. So what is this person saying? They're saying, there's a new order that's coming into my life. I'm taking control of my life. I am not falling for this anymore. And I think that you should do the same. That's, you know, and I'm not interested in partnering or being around anyone who cannot do the same and who can't match my energy in that way. But it's almost like the Emperor's not looking for the Empress in this. It's almost like the Emperor is looking for another Emperor energy. I need to see that Emperor energy. I need to see almost like that divine masculine, that like action-oriented energy. I need to see the actions in place that matches. I'm not interested in hearing your mouth, okay? Because we both know you're very skillful in the way that you pitch things or slide around things. I'm not interested. Yeah, congratulations. You have a skill in doing that. We've known that about you. And now you need to grow beyond that. So the mouth isn't going to get you out of anything here. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. This is a long journey. Whatever this is, it's a long journey. And it's one foot in front of the other, and it's very much of the physical. It's very much of the physical. And there's kind of, Spirit is putting in front of this person, like, you can't win. So now who are you? And again, I'm seeing that High Priestess with the apples, like, you can't win, which I think is like getting this person that they're chasing. You can't win. You certainly can't have your cake and eat it too. You cannot win in this scenario. Your ego, whatever it wants and whatever it plans and whatever it like slides around, it can't win. So now who are you? Now the decision, knowing that you're not going to win in this lifetime, you're not getting what you want in this lifetime. Who are you? Who are you? Are you just going to give up and you're just going to go back? Because that's why this person doesn't want to be with you. And that's why this person doesn't want to be around you. It's not the stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's just, it ain't got the stuff. It's not given. So, and giving may have been an issue here. Or are you going to take this journey because you are that? That's who this person's looking for, is somebody who is in alignment with God because they're in alignment with God, kind of a thing. And again, I feel like for a lot of you, this is your own energy that I'm just kind of mirroring back to you. You really have outgrown this. The games, whatever, like you've outgrown this. Your soul has elevated. And that's basically, this isn't good enough for me, is the gist of what this person would say. I see it for what it is. I see it's fake. What glitters isn't always gold. And there's a Bible verse that is like, build your riches in the land that does not pass away. And here on earth in the 3D, this shit passes away. So this person's like very much on a spiritual journey. They don't want the devil. They're cutting away from the devil. Yeah, and it's caused some kind of, like, that's why there's so much spiritual energy in this first pile, is because it's like they've handed it over to spirit. They really, really have, actually. So spirit's like what's taking this over. And spirit is so loving, which is why karma just hasn't immediately hit this first group. It's like, are you coming? That's what it is. Are you coming? All right, so I'm just going to pull some hidden truths, and I think you were better off without me. I love you. Okay, so for some, it also might mean like loving something means letting them go, because you recognize that somebody here is better off without you, because you recognize that what is being brought here is devil energy, and that somebody here is attached to like an evil empress woman that they don't see clearly, and they're gonna have to put this sword together so they can cut free of whatever it is, and they have to stop being like happy about being like devoured whole by whatever this is, right? I left you before you could leave me. There's games here, like with this person. I left you before you could leave me. I want to tell you how I feel. I don't like it. It's push-pull. It's giving push-pull is what it's giving. I knew exactly what I was doing. I feel like I had to just keep calling this person out before they're like, I knew exactly what I was doing. And I left you before you could leave me. So this person could have ghosted. Yeah, and this person could have hidden a relationship from you. So if this person just like up and left, or you think they cheated, I think they were involved with this person. For some of you, I feel like you may have realized that this person used you because you're like really attractive or something in order to try and get someone's attention over here, that maybe had money, or that they were already linked to this person in some way. And there was foresight into doing this. And so if this person like just left abruptly, or there was some kind of like, it's because they were never genuine about you or your relationship. The whole thing was like a lie to get you to follow them. And then they didn't bring somebody up or something like that. Like, I think for some of you, that's what you've had to confront here. And then this person's realizing that they did all of that for a shitty person. That's like, the person that they were chasing after is not great. Like, they're not a good person. And you are a good person. And I think they're realizing that you were the real deal, but they were so fixated on something here. So that's just for some of you. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. I think that's you. You is like the first person that's like up out of this. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. And I left you before you could leave me. I think this is like, I've separated myself out for this because I realized that you're just going to leave me. Physically, emotionally, like you are not going the distance. This is not a sustainable relationship. And I knew exactly what I was doing. Oh my God, the poetry. The poetry here. It's this energy got flipped. I'm telling you, spirit was working with somebody here and it flipped this energy. I knew exactly what I was doing because I could see exactly who you were. I left you before you could leave me. Mwah, chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Yes. So I left you before you could leave me. So that's what somebody here is saying is like, I know that you're just going to leave me anyways, because this is a very fickle person. Whoever this is, and I wouldn't let myself be flattered because this person has their eye on you. This person, it's like squirrel. This person's like squirrel. But then every new squirrel, they're like, if I had to run, if I had to crawl. And you're like, ugh, ew. So yeah, that's pile number one. There's a lot of spiritual energy that came into pile number one because this first person out partnered with spirit is why. So I know this is like, what would they say to you? But I feel like, yeah, now somebody here is like leaving somebody else behind. And I think that somebody can now feel the soul connection. They desecrated the temple is what I hear. Somebody here like desecrated a temple. And I'm kind of getting an image of that like in a past lifetime where somebody here just like spit all over like God's temple in some like way, shape, or form. And yeah, I don't know. Sucks to suck, I guess. I gave it to God. Same turd, different yard. Beautiful. The poetry in this pile is like next level. All right. Let pile two's message be that they're going to match my freak. All right. So that was pile number one. Sorry, I just got like sidetracked there. My mind, my brain. Okay, so I'm going to put this up in case people are joining us. These are the choices. These are the piles. We just finished pile number 1, which is the ring. And then we're moving on to the dead end. And I was kind of getting that I feel like pile number 1 and pile number 2 might for some people be connected. So just take that however it resonates. It might not. It might. Everybody's different. I just heard follow your dreams. What you drinking? I am drinking a peach seltzer. And it's so good. All right. I had a compassion. Oh, dang. Huh. Okay. All right, we're moving on to pile number 2, which is the dead end. Sorry, I feel like I'm getting some messages here. Huh. Liked you for a really long time. I feel you're unpredictable. I'm not sure what I'm feeling. Okay, whoa. So I feel like this person could actually like send you mixed messages because we have the dead end. Because I feel like this person. Okay, for some of you this is like an older person, and for some of you this is a new person. But I feel like for some of you, okay, if it's this older person, because I feel like there's like a stop here. This person could give you mixed messages because it looks like they've said like goodbye. And then there's this song that just came out, Little Do You Know, by Alex and Sierra. Little do you know, I know you're hurting while I'm sound asleep. Little do you know, all my mistakes are slowly drowning me. Little do you know, I'm trying to make it better piece by piece. Little do you know, I'll love you till the sun dies. And then we have Gone by Harry Hudson. There's a break in the silence. Tell me, did you get the message? I keep wondering why. Tell my mama, remind me that life is a lesson. Maybe I was wrong. I'm slowly confessing. All my friends tell me I'll be better in time. So this is giving like a melancholy energy of like, little do you know, like I love you and I'm going to be better for you and I'm like coming back around. So that's for some of you. But I feel for others, this is like a new person and this is somebody who's like leaving some kind of negative situation and they are actually getting better. And I feel like this person's coming in and that's when this energy is kind of blending. So we have, I'm very attracted to you. I've liked you for a really long time. And I feel you're unpredictable. So this person might not know if you like them back. They don't know how you would respond because maybe for some of you, you could have rejected this person in the past or they felt rejected by you. Even if like they could have shorted out a conversation that was happening. And so they don't understand the conversation and where the conversation was going because they felt maybe that it was unpredictable. I feel like, yeah, there could have been something here like that, or this person needed to have a conversation with you at a certain moment in time and you felt ghosted or you felt like left behind by this person, but actually they've liked you for a really long time. They're very attracted to you. They just feel like there's silence, like the word silence is coming through. I'm not sure what I'm feeling. They're not sure what you're feeling is what I'm getting because maybe you've been silent. I feel like your wife, husband material and they're feeling ready now and they could be feeling jealous. They can't get over you. So for some of you, there's somebody from your past. This is somebody from your past. And that's what they would tell you is like, they're basically, I've just heard like, I'm obsessed with you. Like I've basically been thinking about you every single day, like since you were gone, since you left. Cause I feel like there was an ending here for this group and they just felt stuck, but they also feel like really emotional. Okay. So this is another person that's like been avoiding something here, but this is, I just saw a short from Dr. K, who's a psychologist on YouTube. He's really cool. And, but he was talking about like avoidant personalities being very actually strongly motivated by their feelings and their feelings are like so wrapped up in it so that it can make them like not do anything. So I actually feel like this person has immense feelings for you. If this is somebody coming back from your past, you have to be very careful. This could be the person that's actually choosing to change from pile number 1 for some of you, but I don't know. Cause there was that connection. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm feeling. I think you genuinely are not sure about this person. Like you really don't know. Cause there's a lot that you can't see. And I think this person is intentionally tried to obscure like the light about them. They don't want you to see something here. But for some of you, this is a new person that's been through something really difficult. They went down a path with somebody that was a dead end and they have put up a stop to that person, like a stop sign, like no. And I actually feel like they're filling this in. Like to this person, they're saying like, no, get away from me. somebody that was like maybe hunting after them, and they've been, yeah, this person's trying to pull them back, and they've been having regrets. This person's been having regrets. I feel like there's too much competition. Not now. Yeah, this person's really avoidant. So for some of you, I keep saying that because I'm getting this as though it's coming through as though it's somebody maybe from your past that's feeling very melancholic. But I think for some of you, this is a new person, and they've had to deal with this person who's in this like dark shadow energy. They've been through like a period of depression. This person has been really depressed, and either it's because you left and this person doesn't know how to communicate that to you, or it's because this person has really had to put up a strong wall to somebody that is just after them. If I can't have you, no one else can. You found out something about me. And so I think for some of you, you could have found out that this person was involved with that person. And that's why you were like, no, we don't do that here. I just heard, we don't fuck with lies. We don't do goodbyes. We just keep it pushing like, I. You know, like you were like, I don't fuck with that. But also, if this is a new person, then you still, okay, if this is a new person, you still could have found out that this person was like attached to this other person. And I think from a mile away, knowing that this person was attached to this other person, you were like, oh no. But this person had to learn that like the hard way. And so you could have found out something about their ex or like something that was going on like with them. For some of you, I feel like this is a premonition. This is like something that's like maybe yet to happen. So you're unsure about this person, and you're not being as open to this person as maybe you are with other people, and they feel that or they notice that you have just kind of put up, because maybe there is an attraction here, but you're like, I just don't appreciate my life being a mess, and it won't be a mess, you know, like, so you can handle your business or you need to get away. And I think some of you just have like a very strong boundary. And so this person, yeah, there is kind of also this energy. I feel like it's this person that they've been, for pile number 2, this is a person that I think that they've been involved with. That's like kind of that pile number 1 energy. It's very much like, if I can't have you, nobody else can. It's like this, emotionally unavailable, planning on calling you soon. You have changed me. Love doesn't feel like enough. And I feel like this person can be, why do I feel like this person's energy is obscured by the negative person that they were involved with. And that's why you're confused about this person. That's why you can't tell if they've changed, who they are. Something was really entangling. It really, really dipped their frequency. Like, I'm literally seeing them kind of get dipped in like tar, like very sticky. And the tar is like covering all of them, and you can't see the real them. You know, it's very much like that. And they could be getting like stuck to things. Something has really knocked their frequency. Getting involved with a certain person. It feels like a certain person, to be honest. Like, I was about to say group or something, and so you don't know. And again, for some of you, this is like a newer energy, and they're coming up out of it, and they are healing, and they're determined to get away from it. I feel like this is a person who's determined to get away from whatever this is. And so this could be somebody that spirit is like guiding this person to you. And this person has changed because whoever they were involved with in the past, this isn't love, not at all. They could have involved with this person and thought love was going to keep the two of you together, but this person has had a realization that love is not enough. Whatever they were involved in is the furthest thing from love. It's not love. It's something icky. But I think like with you, you could have a standard that this person just knows, or you could have told this person like, love is not enough. Like, you need to put up or shut up. Like, you need to be a person that's not involved with this at a bare minimum. At a bare minimum, you need to be somebody who does not get involved with this. Yeah, you are the reason I keep going. I'm ready. This person's like determined. I don't know. They're very attracted to you though. So this person, this is like, it's coming back around. Like, for some of you, if this is somebody from your past, it wants to come back in. And this is a sad person. Like, they're a very emotional person. And I do feel this person has like a lot of darkness and a lot of demons, but it doesn't actually feel like it's coming from them. It does feel like it's coming from this tar pit. It feels like somebody, like this person went into a tar pit. I'm seeing this horse like go in like a mud pit. I don't know if you guys remember Homeward Bound or like The Journey Home. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like those 3 animals, the 2 dogs and the cat, Sassy Cat, Chance and Shadow. Shadow, but Shadow was the golden retriever that was very wise. I kind of feel like this person has that shadow kind of energy, but they feel in the dark shadow of it. But shadow is the one that gets in that mud pit when it's raining, and he breaks his paw. And so the other animals were able to get out, and he's like, you have to leave me. But he was actually able to get out. And then he comes like triumphantly running over the hill. I feel like that's kind of this person because they have this beautiful energy. And I think this person's actually very wise. And like the golden retriever, they're very, like with the dog, they're friendly and they're loyal. But they've been in this tar pit is what I feel. And they're super depressed. But they think that you're really, really beautiful. Wow, you're beautiful. I'm so attracted to you. But they feel like you're unpredictable. They don't know if you like them too. But also, this person doesn't see themselves clearly when they reflect in the mirror because of who they've been involved with, what they've been involved with. That's so karmic. That's what, because when I picture karma, the energy of karma, that's what I picture. Tar. Like it's goopy and it's hot and it's sticky and they can't see themselves clearly. And so they feel like you're unpredictable. And I feel like this person needs to kind of clean themselves off, you know, like they need a dawn bath. Oh, a dawn bath. Like the light of dawn kind of thing. They need the sun to rise. Like oh, I just heard a lyric. The sun will rise. Oh, Beauty and the Beast. Certain as the sun rising in the east. Yeah, so the sun's going to rise. It's like it's certain that the sun's going to rise. But this person, they don't see themselves clearly because of who they've involved with. And they know that it's bad and they know that it's gross and they know that it's low and they know that it's wrong. And they know that this person's like after them and it's very entrapping and it's very sticky. They know that, but it's not who they really are. And they think very highly of you. This person thinks that you're amazing. They think that you're gorgeous. But they think that you think that they're a dead end. Even if this is a new person, because of what they've been through, this person just has like very low self-esteem. And they've been through something that's made them feel less. And because of that, they feel like you're putting up a wall to them. Or that you would, because I feel like this person's not really even sure. I feel like this person, if this is somebody from your past, they think that you don't want to go around with them again. Because they're like, I really don't want your bullshit. They think that you're like, I really don't want your bullshit anywhere near me. And I think that you don't. And this person, I think, does have a lot of baggage and stuff. It's not coming from them, though, with this person. They think that you don't want to go around again. You might think that they're trying to gain something from you. Yeah, like some kind of prosperity. I think this person's been going through it. I think this person has a hard time. Money pit. Money pit. They got involved with something that's a money pit. And they don't want to tell you this. This person's very strong. They're going to get out of this. This person is going to get out of this. But I feel like it's going to take them a while. Like for the foreseeable future, I feel like that's what this person's like kind of working towards. And they need that because this is a person who needs to reacquaint themselves with their own self-esteem and to remind themselves how they're this majestic, beautiful horse. They are. And they're that golden retriever energy. But this person's like lost from that. I feel like this person's super depressed. They're really sad. I just heard the word obnoxious. I think that they find this energy obnoxious. That they're really putting up a strong wall. I feel like this person still kind of can see through a little bit. They kind of they're putting up a strong wall to whatever this is. And they're succeeding in that. And this person hasn't been able to manifest because of what they've involved with. Like it's so low that they haven't been able to manifest their fulfillment, which I feel like is you. But as they get higher and higher, that's what they're doing is they're manifesting their fulfillment and they're being drawn towards you. Booby card. Yeah, effort, low effort. I think that you might feel this person is putting in low effort. It's because they're like very depressed. Like I'm not making an excuse because don't get sucked into the rescuer, victim, persecutor, like feeling bad for this person. And like, I feel this person needs to heal themselves. Spirit knows that. I feel like this person kind of knows it too. They also they have good karmas, this person. They do. It's just that the good karmas they can't bloom. They can't come anywhere out like near this person because they're covered in tar. Like how's the little plant supposed to like poke up through it? Like this person needs to, I feel like this person's gonna I'm just seeing this person going on a healing journey. Like they're sad and they're embarrassed. They're depressed, disgraceful is what I'm hearing. Like, oh, they're really grossed out by like whatever it is that they've gotten embarrassed. They're embarrassed of like what they've gotten like tangled up in here. And so I'm seeing this like horse get up out of this tar pit and like go through the forest, which the forest is, you know, an example of a hard time. They come out this forest and I'm seeing this horse and they have less tar on them, like noticeably less tar on them as they've come out of this forest. And I feel like it's nature that's actually doing that. This person needs to reacquaint themselves with nature and with their own nature, which is actually very fun and free spirited. I feel like this person needs to get out of the woods first and foremost, but then this field opens up, which horses love a field, I think, right? Like they like that free roaming, that free grazing. And they just need to be in their own company and their own energy and like to go, drink from the stream freely and to just roam around. And I'm seeing like the tar, just the sun is like getting it off of them. The water is getting it off of them. It's just like being in nature, I think. And connecting with like a simple fulfillment that doesn't require a lot of effort. So somebody could have made this person, Shakti. It could be this, maybe it was a female energy that's like very overpowering or they thought was really impressive or something like that. But I feel like, dang, that just like left my mind. Yeah, but I feel like somebody here kind of overpowered this person. And they put all their gunk energy all over this person. And then made this person think that that was their energy. Because they'd involved with it. And they did involve with it. But it feels to me like, yeah, they involved with it. But I mean, this is not fair. This is not justice. So I feel like this person is like a guilt thing. Where they attract people that make them feel guilty. They need to, that's their shadow. Okay, I get it. That's this person's shadow. This is a very noble person and they get targeted because they're noble. They don't see themselves that way, so they almost can't protect themselves, this person. And they don't understand this about themselves yet, so they can't explain it to you. That's why I feel like this person has almost like a shy energy. That's not who they are, but they're quiet or they're reserved and spirit doesn't want them in that energy. They need to feel strong and like they can move forward and they are that, but they have to reacquaint. This person needs a healing. Yeah, I just saw them put like aloe vera or like some kind of mossy energy over the heart. Like this person needs a lot of healing. But it's something that it's like, I just heard some things only God can forgive. I feel like this person has been asked to forgive. I think this person thinks that they need your forgiveness for something or they feel like they need forgiveness. But I actually think that somebody has put a bunch of negative tar energy at this person. And I think that they have done wrong here, but I don't think it's, I think this person's been made responsible for this other person's like tar energy. They need to get it off of them because it's not themselves. And then they need to be able to mirror back and relate to themselves in the mirror to know who they are. That's going to make them feel a world better about themselves. And then that's going to clear up their energy. They're going to be all like bright and sparkly. That's what they really want. And then I just saw this horse like go through the field and then like climb up a hill, like a grassy hill. And they're standing at the top of it. And they're like, the wind is blowing through their hair. There's this beautiful horse where I live that I just saw. Beautiful, beautiful horse. And that's the horse that I'm seeing like at the top of this hill and like the wind's blowing in their hair. And it almost looks like a My Little Pony, but like real life, but just sparkly. Like that's who this person is. And then I just saw them look down and there's like a whole herd of horses just like them. So they need to, they're not where they're supposed to be. And they need to like regain and kind of reacclimate. And then I'm not really seeing what's going on there. That's maybe where they meet you or they reacquaint with you, is with the other horses, because wherever they weren't around other horses. It's like they weren't around their kind of people. Yeah, I feel sad for this person actually. I really do. This person has really been through it and I feel like they were the they energetically, it feels like they were the scapegoat because they involved with somebody who has this like negative energy and it was like put all over them and they think that's them. And I feel like this person really persecutes themselves a lot. They have like a guilt wound. And that was before they got involved with this person. I feel like getting involved with, or this group or whatever this was that was like really entrapping, I feel like they had this guilt wound before they involved with that. And this situation is meant to bring it out, meant to say like, look, you have this guilt wound where you take on more than your fair share. Yes. Was getting involved with these people bad? I mean, yeah, this is really bad. And they kind of know that they can't bring this energy towards a healthy person because that's how like the germ is going to spread, like they have to kind of deal with this and like kind of cut it off. And they're in the process of doing that. And they're going to be victorious in doing this because I also feel like this is someone who has a mission, or spirit is calling this person forward. Like I just heard Simba, remember who you are. Like remember who you are is like this person can't come towards you really. If there's been a wait or a delay or something, it's because they need this healing and this person has to remember. And I'm hearing like the sages say that all is memory. So I feel like this person has to remember who they are before they got involved with whatever this is. They think really highly of you though. And they don't feel like they can come towards you because I feel like this person has a mess to clean up. They are involved in something that they have to get themselves out of. And whatever it is, it could be addiction. It could be like, they have a child with someone who's creepy. It's whatever that is. I want to be like you. This person's really motivated to be like you. And they are like you. And I feel like that's what's actually leading them out. And this is a person who's really, they take that bait very readily. They want that for themselves. I want to be like you. Yeah. Somebody's really chasing after this person. They keep using the word love and it's not love. This person wouldn't know love if it smacked them in the face. They're obsessed with this person and it overwhelms them. They try to overwhelm this person's energy. And they try to drag this person back. It's like, I'm having feelings. I feel, and this person's like, no, stop. Like, for some of you, you are this person and this is somebody that you've been connected to. And yes, you were involved with that person, but like, no, you're not. It feels very brief, like whatever that is. Good girl, Luna. Maybe you need to hear that you're doing a good job. Like, I don't know. Because this is a group that feels like you've taken on more responsibility than, like, I don't think this is a group that struggles to take responsibility. I feel like it would be hard for you to look at it, but I don't think it's because of responsibility. Okay, let me see what else. I hope that you're able to follow this. So, yeah, they need to find their strength, this person. They need to find their strength. Okay, so this is Hard to Forget by Sam Hunt. You've got a cold heart and the cold hard truths. I got a bottle of whiskey, but I ain't got no proof that you showed up tonight in that dress just to mess with my head. Yeah, I mean, this, I don't know. This is like low down energy. Somebody messes with this person's head or your head. Yeah, and then I feel like this is you, Miss Independent, Miss Self-Sufficient, Miss Keep Your Distance. And it's like you keep getting, if a dress is going to do it for you, honey, like it's weak. It's giving weak sauce, all right? Like have some, if every time you sleep with somebody, like you lose self-respect, like fix that, Oh my gosh, yeah. So I feel like this is your energy. This person thinks that you're better than them because it's Not the Doctor by Alanis Morissette. I don't want to be the filler if the void is solely yours. I don't want to be your glass of single malt whiskey hidden in the bottom drawer. 2 references to whiskey here. Somebody could be a whiskey drinker. I don't want to be the bandage if the wound is not mine. Lend me some fresh air. Like, you're like, no. Yeah, this person just thinks that you're really interesting. I don't know what else to kind of say. And this person's not really in a place where they can say. But they're fighting off something here. And I do feel like they're getting away from whatever it is. And they're moving towards their own independence. They're moving towards their own healing. And this person needs, if this is a man, I feel like this person needs a masculine energy in their life that is the sun and not Mars. Because every man has to bloom out of their Mars energy. They have to go after, am I the sun or am I Jupiter? But this person, I feel like, is sun energy. They need the warmth of the sun. They need like a new philosophy. And I think they're moving towards that. And they need that before they can come through to you. I just heard static. So that's what's coming through in the message front. Like if you're not hearing anything from this person, or like even now, like this, we're saying like, what is their message? They're like, well, I can't really give you a message because I'm working through something here. Why did you leave? Stay away from me. I feel like that was you. Or maybe they didn't know if you would be like, stay away from me. Because again, they have all this tar all over them. Maybe you have a question of why did you leave? And it's like, because I'm covered in tar and I don't have the right self-image and I can't bring that towards you. And I want to get back together. I heard something about you. So for some, this person heard something about you. And maybe they're peeking in. Sorry for the way I handled things. Yeah, somebody's like really sorry. I'm ready. This is so confusing. So for some of you, this is a new person. Even if this person is not going to make it in time or in this lifetime, I still feel like they're probably on their own healing journey, but there's somebody else coming in. Okay, so let me just see anything else that this person wants to say. They want to tell you the truth about this Knight of Wands energy. Because they feel like you didn't see clearly them, that they jumped in with somebody here, they did something really stupid is what I'm getting, and that they feel responsible. And that this person has pretty much been watching you ever since. And that they have, I think, seen you. they have, I think, seen you being happy. I know this is a Seven of Swords. I feel like this person was like sneaking around to like watch you maybe on the internet because we've got the World Wide Web there in his hands. But I'm getting, this is Moon in Aquarius energy for me. So your Moon in Aquarius, like you've gotten distance. It's that kind of star energy almost, like healing. And that's where you feel comfortable, is in some kind of something different. You had to go get something different. And there was, I think it caused a tower because maybe this person always saw themselves like being with you, telling you the truth or something here. But I also feel like this person could be in another relationship. And I think they were just hoping that God would ruin it. I don't know. This is so weird. Or they ruined it. I think they feel like they ruined it. They have a lot of anxiety around that. And it led them, this is like kind of what gives rise to like a family curse, I think, because this person has secret shame that led them to whatever partner they're with now. And if it's not a partner, I feel like it's an addiction. Like this could be somebody who has a problem with a substance or something like that. And it's like, that's what they're attached to. But that's what led them there, is their shame. This person has to deal with their shame. They have to deal with their guilt. It's not, shame and guilt are not healthy responsibility energy. So I feel like Spirit telling this person to take responsibility, that's what I get. Responsibility and shame and guilt are not the same thing. So Spirit's not saying feel guilty, feel shameful. Spirit's saying we have to take responsibility. And that means like only take responsibility. It's not about like, this person like really feels like on a deep level actually. They feel like there's been an argument, or maybe they didn't. I feel like you're unpredictable. That message keeps coming out. So I feel like they thought there was going to be an argument. So this person, they feel like they didn't tell you something here. The truth about this Knight of Wands energy. They've gotten a different perspective on like this Seven of Swords energy. This like sneaking around. Or maybe they realize that that's what you think they're doing. That they had this like plan. I feel like this person had a plan to come towards you actually. They were working really hard, or they are working really hard. For some of you, that's what you need to hear, is like this person is maybe spending time alone. They're working really hard. They have like some kind of plan to give you justice actually. But then I feel like, okay, so for some of you, I feel like this person, if this is somebody from your past, like they had this plan to work really hard to give you justice, to be this King of Wands, to give you justice, to give you a relationship, to make a decision. And then in secret, they got involved with a Queen of Wands here. And this is not a good Queen of Wands. And this person never made it to their King of Wands, because actually I'm feeling that this person's, I don't know, they fucked around and they found out. And they got diverted from their path, basically. Yeah, they're kind of retracing something back from, they could have sent this message out actually in secret to some kind of Queen of Wands. But it's like they'd already gotten free from something. Maybe that's when they met you, if this is somebody from your past. Or for some of you, you were set to meet somebody and then they like got turned around. Or Spirit turned this person around so that they wouldn't hurt you. Yeah. Yeah, at some kind of party. This person feels shameful. Because they were supposed to, this was you. They were supposed to bring this to you, and instead they went back to something from their past, or some, I don't know, there could be a child involved here, and because this, yeah, they could have thought this other person was their lover's energy, but this is a karmic. And because I'm seeing the Lover's card in one of my other decks. It's like broken in the middle and there's a snake on the side of the masculine. They chose the snake from the Garden of Eden, some kind of temptation. I think Spirit separated you, gave this person a karmic test to protect you, actually. Because this person like has kind of betrayer energy because of who they involve with, and I don't know. This person wanted to come towards you. They did. If this is somebody from your past, they really did. And but they're Knight of Wands. They're not a King of Wands. They wanted to be the King of Wands, but they're not the King of Wands, and that's what ruined your relationship. But Spirit actually stepped in here. And for those of you that this is a new person coming in, that may all apply to a past situation, but like, what's their message? I feel like this is you. They feel like you don't see them as like relationship material or something. Maybe they feel like you're not attracted to them because this person could be older, maybe older than you. And they might think that there's a third party like on your side. They could be haunted from something in their past. Yeah, because I think this person thinks that they're unattractive, but I don't think, again, it's like this thing of they got some kind of goop on them. Aurically, it feels like, and it's not them. And so they have this warped perception of who they are. And I think that they're not like the hermit. They're not like gross or unattractive or anything like that. But I feel like this person, because they're haunted by something in the past. And this person also might like confuse in their mind, like coming towards you and trying to figure out a plan to come towards you for being like this sneaky, strategic, conniving person instead of just being like prepared and having their own back. You know, this isn't the kind of energy that's like hiding something, but I feel like they're haunted by that, by something in their past. They are. Okay, and for some of you, if this is a new person in this life, I actually think this is a soulmate from another life that has actually grown up quite a bit, and they're actually ready to make things right between the two of you of something that it's not even on your radar what this person did, but I think that they're kind of afraid of that, but they're actually ready. Spirit's saying that they've leveled up and they've moved past their bullshit, and so Spirit is bringing them to you as an option, and I feel like this person's almost timid to like come towards you. So this person can feel like timid. That's funny, like on an energetic level, because they're not used to speaking to you. They're not used to seeing themselves like on your level, but they have Spirit saying, yes, divine timing is here. Yes. Like this is safe. Like this is your destiny. Like there. So if this is a new person, oh, thank God. Cause this energy is depressed. And honestly, that card, I'm depressed, kept coming out. And I was really feeling that energy is like strong, but Spirit. Okay. So if this is a new person, then Spirit is like saying, yes, like this person is somebody from a past life and they're ready to make something up to you, and or maybe it's vice versa, but I'm actually feeling like this person's ready to make something up to you. They went through a very difficult experience to make them this person, to make them understand something. I heard get it through their thick skull. So this person can be very like thick-headed sometimes, like it's hard to get through to them, but they went through whatever that is. They're haunted by it. They really are. Like this person I think got like traumatized in some kind of way because somebody treated them the way that they treated you in this past life, and they're like haunted by it. And it's like they're kind of shell-shocked, but now they understand you. And that might have been a stipulation in your relationship of like, don't come towards me until you understand exactly and precisely what you put me through, you know, kind of a thing. And for some, this could be flipped, but now it's time for them to come together. But I feel like this person may have actually been alone for quite some time. For some of you, this is you. Maybe you've gone through something and you've been alone for a period of time, and now you're actually ready to like reach up for a divine masculine or divine feminine or something here like that, and actually make that situation right and take responsibility and possibly carry some kind of burden in a relationship towards like healing and towards some kind of victory. I don't know. Yeah. So somebody's like ready. They're just timid. They're just timid because they don't want to mess it up again. And I think for some of you, this like has a past life connotation, but they're coming in. So yes, they're coming in, and it's going to be happy. It's going to be happy because they've seen something differently. They have a different perspective and they've grown. They've wised up spiritually. And some of you are like, what? I thought it would be a cold day in hell before like you got better or something. That's why I keep getting it. Because I think for some, there's a situation in this life, but I think there's a soulmate from like a past life or something. Yeah, this is good energy. Like if this is a new person, especially like they're coming back anew. Like they're coming back a new person. They see you very highly, and they don't want to disturb your peace. Okay. So, actually let me just get some love messages and then we'll call it a day with that. Interesting. I know I was wrong by not talking to you. Would you be open to talking now? That could, for those of you that this is a new person, because that's kind of what I'm like, my mind wants to focus on now. Yeah, I feel like maybe that was a part of the lesson that they learned is, oh yeah, because you were the 2 of Swords, which to me it's Moon and Libra. So that's somebody that's very comfortable in that Libran energy. That's what you want for your home environment in a relationship, is somebody who can speak to you in that Libran equal give and take. I can listen and I can speak and it's fair and I'm considering you. So, but this person could have like also not spoken to you about something or kept a secret or something. I know I was wrong by not talking to you. Would you be open to talking now? I still love you and I can't stop thinking about you. Karmic connection moving from the patterns. Yeah. So, and yeah, there's like something going on in this life, but then there's also something that's from a past life. And that could be one person for some of you, but I think it's somebody's coming back around because I feel like they had some kind of jungle gym, difficult thing that your soul and your guide team was like, go through all of that and then we'll talk. And this person was like, okay. And they actually did it. This is reminding me of pile number 1 because remember, Spirit was like, are you going to take the apple? This would be a person who I think had that in a past life or earlier on in this life. And they took the healing apple. They like actually did go through it because this is actually a good person that genuinely did just slip and fall, I think. And they're proving that to themselves and their guides and to you. And this person has like momentum behind them. They're much stronger than they even realize. This person has like stallion energy. And I feel like that momentum is actually going to carry you into the future, into something. This person's going to build something and you're going to benefit or like, yeah, something here. They're showing you. Yeah, because you said, I never want to see you again. You hurt me. I fear you will never forgive me. Please don't hate me for ghosting you. You didn't deserve it. I've never loved anyone the way that I love you. So this person's coming back. This is somebody... Other people were interfering and trying to control me. This is somebody who has this new person in this life. No, you know this person from a past life. And this person loves and respects you, actually. They know that they messed up. They know that they did wrong. For some of you, this person didn't even approach you to be in your life in this lifetime because they just put their head down and like got to work and they've been pushing through something. And they're determined. They're fucking determined is what I'm hearing. They're like single focused on like overcoming this. They didn't even think that you were an option is what I'm getting. And they just were like pushing because they were going to eventually have that. They were going to prove themselves. They were going to right their wrongs. This is a virtuous person, actually. And they're like, no, I'm doing it. Like, I'm going to right my wrongs. I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be that bitch or I'm going to be that dude. Like, that's who this person is. And they are. So when they come back and they're like, listen, other people were interfering and trying to control me. They mean that shit. They can see that they, I think, were fucked with. Something was like they are the horse that like fell into the pit, but now they know what you mean to me. And I know what you mean to me and I'm ready to be with only you now. So there could have been cheating in the past. And yeah, this person's working towards your forgiveness. They really are. Damn. I hope the future will bring us together. I still love you and I can't stop thinking about you. There's a lot of love here. Okay. Cause I feel like you were the engine in this person's tank that got them through a lot, even behind the scenes. Cause this feels past life to me for a lot of you. So it'll be new. This person will be new in this life. But I feel like this person's going to be like, whoa, you know, they're really shocked and excited to me because I literally think that whoever this is has been working. They literally thought it was like off the table with you. They didn't come into this life with a covert contract. Like if I do so good, I'm going to get to be with pile number 2, right? They didn't even do that. They had too much respect for you. They literally were just putting their head down and like getting through something. And actually, I feel like Spirit is like, here you go. Like you're single and they're single. And so Spirit's like, there you go. Because they met all your stipulations. This is great. That started off really sad, but then this is like really great. And I feel like there could have been an experience you had in this lifetime with a certain person and they're at the beginning of that journey. And who knows like which way the coin toss is going to go. Are they going to go after the healing journey just like this person did? But this person that's coming back from your past, this is who this person is. They took the healing journey. Like on their own, of their own accord. This is a great person, actually. This person's a real catch. They've taken the virtuous path is what I'm hearing. And they really have gotten this is like the horse that got all the tar off of them. So cool. That's cool. They've been maybe alone for a while as well. This very spiritual person, because we've got the Virgo, Pisces. So victim martyr, that might've been what they had to experience is some kind of victim martyr setup. And they did experience it. And I feel like it fucked them up. Like whatever this was, it really actually traumatized them. And they hurt you and they know they did. And they're like, holy shit. So yeah, this person's coming back. Because they like genuinely, this person loves you. Yeah, and I feel like welcome to the freak show. This person has also found their freak flag in doing this. Welcome to the freak show. I got a place that we can go. So for some of you, this person has a place. Like whether it's a home, maybe this person will provide a home to you, or like this person can have a business or something. Like I got a place that we can go. Like come to my pizza dive bar, you know, or like something. I don't know. This is a cool person. I just keep getting that. This is a cool person. Like ready or not, here I come. I just heard like this person is like, but they're so scared to like fuck this up. They are scared to fuck it up. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's pile number 2. Good girl, Luna. Good girl. Okay. Dang. I hope you guys are getting the messages that they're wanting to say or explain, because I feel like these first two, there's been like a lot of spiritual energy. Okay. But whoever you are, pile number 2, people think that you're amazing. Like they really truly think that you're amazing, and they want to like live up to being with you. And maybe that's like a big frustration that you have, is like, why is nobody on my level? Why can nobody keep up with me? This is a person who's like learning how to keep up with you, because that's what you are, what they want. You are definitely what they want to be. They want to be like you, but they want to be with you. They want you as well. Okay, so we just finished pile number 2, and we're moving into pile number 3, the flame. I'm dripping. I have to watch pile number 1. There are too many energies to parse through. Yeah, got the message for pile number 2. Nice. Fun. See you later. Have a great weekend. Bye. Okay. Coming in vulnerable is more attractive than a grand, sparkly, look what I got entrance won't work. Okay. I wonder if he took my word seriously. Come correct or not at all. All right. So moving on. I'm going to compassion this. Compassion, compassion, compassion. Pile 2 just hit me in the chest. I hope in a good way. There's a good way to be hit in the chest. Dang, okay. So moving to pile number 3, the flame. All right, spirit. Okay. What are pile number 3's person's messages to them? I couldn't let you get close to me. So many things remind me of you. My life is not as together as it seems. I want to tell you how I feel. Okay. Just want to make sure this is new energy. Okay, so for pile number 3, spirit, new energy for pile number 3. What is pile number 3's message? Gina. Aw. I'm so glad. Thank you, Golden Jewels. Okay. I don't know if this is different energy, so let me just, I'm trying to let the energy dissipate here for a second. Dang. Huh. Hold on. What is this trying to say? Dang. What the fuck? This is like a... Hold on. I've had a few energies come in here to pile number 3. I just want to make sure that this isn't like repeat messages. I feel like this person wasn't honest about something, but I think that might be why I'm having some trouble here. What is, or maybe they felt like you weren't honest about something, but I feel like for most of you, it's them. Who is pile number 3? I just have to ask this because who is pile number 3? Who is this person that's trying to come through in the messages? Okay, they don't want to come through. Who is pile number 3? Oh my gosh, they just got scared and then like they just like, this is like somebody with, why don't they want to come through? They see you as a wish fulfillment. They possibly see you with someone else. Or who is this? Tasha, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, okay. I actually feel like this is a third party, to be honest. This is somebody that was like jealous of you. And they're like on the outside. But this is somebody that was like trying to cloak their energy a bit. They're so, okay, that makes sense. Like this person's so mad because maybe they saw you with someone else. Yeah, they saw you like, okay, that's where this is like actually clicking and coming through. This person is a confusion meister. Like they try to hide behind the scenes and make you think that certain things are natural occurrences when actually they're not. They're very much like being controlled. And this is a person that has tried to push some kind of neglect narrative or like inflame a guilt wound in you or in someone else. Like my heart. Woo. Like this is a person who has like, oh my gosh, like in tears. They tried to rip somebody's heart out of their chest, like whether that was yours or somebody else's. This person wanted to cause like death energy. There's no, like everything's covered in this. This is like the death card in this deck. Look at that. Look at her face. Look at her face. That's the stuff that nightmares are made out of right there. Yeah, so this is a person who's like just really, really, really angry because they saw you building with someone else. They either saw the potential of it. They saw that there was like an immense amount of chemistry. This is another card that's like fine for me to show. There's like an immense amount of chemistry here. Like really like getting along. And maybe they saw you having this chemistry with somebody because it's kind of under the table. This doesn't feel like secretive because it feels like, look, there's like chemistry above the table, but then there's like chemistry below the table. So I feel like there's chemistry on a lot of levels here, but they saw this like potential and there's possibly judgment energy to do with them. Like maybe a family situation that they had or were trying to get. It doesn't feel like it's above board. It feels like there was sneakiness, this maybe baby trap, maybe this person's not a good person and they're very sneaky and they're very full of rage and jealousy and they want to be all these things and they were they tried timid. This person is not timid. They're trying to just give me the word timid. This person's trying to float me things to call them that they are not. They want you to fill in the blanks about them and about why they did what they did. That's why they try to control things from behind the scenes. So they have tried to insert a neglect wound here, like between you and another person. They try to make somebody that you actually have good chemistry with feel neglected. They wanted to make you, this person was doing something behind the scenes. It's giving puppet master. It's because they felt lacking. And I think they wanted you to see this person like move on with somebody else too. So this person was trying to start a war here between soulmates actually. And they didn't want to be seen doing it so that the two of you would be mad at each other. And there's energetic work here too, behind the scenes. I'm spying on you. Yeah, this person was spying on you. And maybe has been for a while. Like this person's spying on you. Because they're deathly afraid of this, some kind of connection coming together. You could have tried to put your foot down with this person. Spying on you. And for some, they're spying to make sure that their spell work or whatever, negativity they tried to inject into the situation here, it's like worked and that it's holding and that somebody's mad at you and that you're mad at them. But really, y'all just like each other. There's two people who have immense chemistry. They just like each other. This person's like trying dark web, I just heard, which is like an internet term. But it's they're trying to encase this here in like some kind of dark web. They're so angry and mad. And this person like maybe explodes. And maybe this is like behind the scenes here as well. But whenever they get angry, then it's when they try to start like some kind of new beginning or this person's anger is like they try to present it as like being lush or something like that, you know? But that's how you know that they're mad. They feel that their purpose is to get you or to get your person and to explode or cause this like chaos. So they're working for the wrong team, if you get what I'm saying. They're working for the negative energies. If they think that's their purpose, like what? Like come back to the light. Okay. Yeah. They want to present some kind of temptation here. And this person maybe looks very beautiful, but this is what they really are. This like monster behind the scenes. This is like kind of siren energy. Because I think they feel some kind of irresistible attraction to something or someone. Because it could be someone here, but I kind of think it's something. Because I feel like this person has a lust for, again, I'm hearing that word hypergamy that came through, like marrying above either their money, like somebody who has like a higher paying job than them or something like that, or somebody that they perceive to have more social capital than they do in some kind of way, or sexual capital than they do in some kind of way. So they've been sneaking around. And this could, if this person's magically capable or something, this could be in some kind of dream or, but they're trying not to be seen, this person. They really are. So what's their message? It's funny because like this person, the first thing that came out was the Ace of Swords in reverse. Like this person doesn't want to be truthful. And so I feel like Spirit is just kind of spilling the tea on this person. But what do they want to say? I want to be careful with this person. Oh my gosh, they're self-absorbed. This person is like self-absorbed. And they want to be worshipped. I feel like this person like wants to be worshipped. They want somebody alone here. I actually feel like I'm kind of getting twin flame energy. Like this is, it's giving soulmate, like they want that person to be like alone and isolated and static as well. Like they want them to be alone, isolated, static, to where they don't have the truth about themselves. This is a truth blocker energy, which God is truth, right? So this is like a truth blocker energy, and they might use emotion to do it, or they might throw a fit. They like to like cause distraction here. And they want to keep, I think this is like the masculine energy here and this dark energy, to where they can only peer in on their soulmate and they can't have a direct relationship, or they can't fix things, or they can't, because they've been involved with them. That's what this person actively wants. They're really self-absorbed, but they act like they're going with the flow. Oh my gosh, I've never noticed this before, but it looks to me like she's pointing. So she's like looking at herself in the mirror and then like pointing at somebody else. There's a lot of projection here because they want to cause this confusion. And part of this confusion is maybe they want you to think that your divine counterpart is self-absorbed or is this way, but it's actually this person. This person is trying to get between the two of you. Yeah. Because they're actually afraid of something crumbling here. They're trying to play a damsel in distress. Even if this is a man, this is somebody who's trying to play a damsel in distress. They're trying to sneak. Trying to sneak around. Sneak commitment. Sneaky commitment. Maybe they want a commitment with someone who cheats though. Or who would cheat on them because they're not interested, really. They don't have a soul. They don't have a heart-centered connection. So then that also reflects back whoever this is that's going to cheat on this person because they don't love them. They just got trapped by this person. Then they start to think that that's just who they are, instead of they got trapped in this situation that they're really just rebelling, actually. So maybe this keeps both people stuck in this like low, petulant kind of energy. That's what they want. They want people to be petulant here. And stuck in that tit for tat kind of energy, when really they need to be cut out of the picture. And once this person is, this connection will heal. You don't need any fancy anything. Cut this person out and these two people will naturally heal. Yeah. They try to, so I feel like they had a purpose. So I feel like, especially if you're the feminine here, that was like cut out, you could have felt like cut out of the situation, but I feel like it connected you with your inner warrior, because, I never know how to say this. Bodicha, I think, I don't know. She like defended a town, like won the battle, but lost the war kind of a thing. And there is an Enya song by this name. It's spelled differently, but it's the same like lady. So very, very strong. Like this person's very strong, but still like was under Roman occupation, I believe, for a while. And I feel like that's what happened here. Like somebody like obscured your light, for a bit, and then threw you out and tried to like protect their home. And they kept somebody here in like a debauched state, or they themselves were in this debauched state while they threw you out, kind of a thing, of your own homeland is what I'm getting. And you individuated. And I think Spirit is saying this is the higher spiritual purpose of this. Like almost you needed this. This is, the ego doesn't like this. The ego doesn't see the purpose of this. It is unpleasant. But you learned that you're not a damsel in distress, actually. And I think you also learned not to get dragged into other people's like fights or something, you know? And you did your shadow work. You found your own liberty in this situation. That was like the purpose of this third party, like on a higher spiritual level. They're not in the right at all. And I think now that you've gotten whatever key that you were meant to get, or that was on offer for you to get, I think that this situation is very much, oh my gosh, look, the justice card just came out. Yeah, this situation is turning. And there's something coming in that's like a higher authority is what I'm getting in this situation. But this third party, I think there could have been magic done here. They really hoped that they could disguise their frequency. They really hoped that they could disguise their entrance into this situation, that they were trying to weave spells, I think illusionary spells over somebody. That could be through their own manipulation. I feel like this person really tries to keep somebody distracted or embroiled or like bogged down. I mean, it's just, they just throw tactics. That's all they do. This is very Mars energy. They just throw tactics in order to keep somebody. And ultimately, this person has extremely low self-esteem, because how can you be okay with yourself doing that? That person doesn't want to be with you. You've only trapped them. I don't know how you live that life and are not completely embarrassed, and how you think you can outrun the reality of that situation. The reality still stands, even for the person who's like throwing these tactics. Okay, and like, yeah, this person needs to cry. Like, this is a third party that needs to cry. And I actually feel like you are this like Kuan Yin energy. And where you've really elevated, actually. You've transmuted something here. And I think you've learned that you don't need support. This person, it's so weird, because I feel like they're trying to throw you out of your own home or your own homeland and then offer you support from your own homeland that like you built up, something that you built up. And I think you were like, no. Like, I think you just like didn't get involved or something, like, and you have strong like spiritual protection, and also you could have been initiated into some kind of mysteries or something, and you were like maybe hiding that, or like your authenticity, or like you can see this person. I think you had to confront your fear in this situation, and now I think this third party is I think that's what stands at such. Spirit is using you to like compare, like, this person, look at every single thing that this third party did, just to avoid confronting their own fear and to avoid their own path, really, because their own path is going to lead to some kind of golden energy, but they had to go through their own forest and they just didn't want to do it. When it came time for this person to do it, they were like, no, I'll do anything but that. I will debase myself. I will be this low, cheating, lying, stealing, thieving, betraying energy. I will become the thing that bumps in the night. Like, ugh. Like, that's what they chose, like, over just being on God's path, like being one of God's children. But I'm seeing this person, as I'm saying that, I'm seeing like me casting out a demon. I'm not saying I'm the one doing this, but I'm seeing like that's the truth of the situation, is like the more they're confronted with it, because I feel like there's something about your energy here, or about what's going on here, because I'm seeing this person, like, you're kind of dragging this person behind you. And I don't think it's because I feel like this person tried to put a soul tie in you, like, and I feel like I'm seeing you, like, at first you were like, ow. And then I saw you just like grow and then grow, you know, like in a video game when you like eat a mushroom or something and it's like do do do, you know, and like you kind of grow bigger, and then you ate another one and you're like do do do. So like, yeah, this person like put something like a harpoon in your side or something, but you were sitting there and you were like, ow. And then like you just kept growing and growing and growing till you were big, and now you just stood up and like you're dragging this person behind you, and I'm seeing you knock this, like, you're not doing it on purpose. You're like, I'm not going to bother about you because you're not my concern. You should have never been my concern, and you're going to learn what it's like to mess with people. You're not concerned about this person at all because they shouldn't be anywhere near you. They chose of their own accord to try to attach themselves or bind themselves to you in some way. And I'm seeing you walk up out of this cave, and I'm seeing this person's head get hit on every rock, like on the side of this cave, like just boom, boom, boom. And this person's like, ow. And you're like, let go, detach yourself, let go. This person needs to let go of you because you're not concerned about them. And if they want to give themselves 7 concussions in a row, well, then that's their choice. But you're not the one doing it. Because I feel like this person, it's giving like, why? I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. And you're like, you're annoying and immature. And it's deeply sad that you can't just walk your path, like just stand up and walk through that forest. But you're showing this person that that's what you did, is like, this was deeply unfair what they put you through, but you met it because you were like, I don't know, like you just didn't fight with God. I feel like a Job. You didn't Job. You know, Job like wrestles with God. You weren't wrestling with God. You were just like, okay, clearly you think that this is something that I need. I trust my path, and you just like walked it, and you like bossed up, and you came out victorious despite all of this person's shit that they tried to like throw at you. And I feel like this person felt like they had like a victory for like a moment in time, but literally it's just a blip on the radar, and they're going to regret it. Believe me, they're going to regret it, because they have they've separated themselves out from the thing that they actually want. Actually, they're going to find that, because I'm noticing like this Vesta energy, it looks like there's a big gaping like ravine between her and this other side of it. She thought that she was protecting this like as her home. She's not even in that home. Like so it could be that this person's so focused on you and whoever they were trying to trap, like also like they like got away. They found their power. They like pushed this person away. And this person's like, I'm protecting my home. And you're like, what home? You have that single rock in front of you. Like, yeah. So somebody here was basically just trying to mess with you. They're self-absorbed, and they were trying to like blame you for something that was actually them. And I think this person tried to use magic, to be honest. I feel like they tried to use magic, or they tried to go around. Magic is a neutral energy. Okay. It's a tool like anything else. But if you try to use magic in a devil energy, right? Where you try to get something the quick way, the easy way, instead of honoring what life is, which is a dance with God. And you just want to sit your ass on the side and just be like, no, it's not going to work for you. That's the wrong use of energy and magic. And that's what this person does. And then they want to hang out with all of us, beautiful queens in here, that are like, no, magic is the sprinkle on top. There's somebody that says sprinkle. And I don't know who that is, but I do know that there's like a famous internet person that says that. So for some of you, that could be resonant. But yeah. What else does this person want to say? They're getting their justice. I feel like they're pissed at a masculine too. They tried to make this masculine low. I feel like this is a third party that saw a masculine getting away, saw that they had a genuine connection with someone else, tried to put this harpoon in their side. Maybe this is you. Maybe this was your masculine side, because they didn't want you to be able to do anything about it. That's what I'm getting. They could have actually like done something to this masculine, but then your masculine side, they didn't want you to be able to do anything about it. They wanted to tower over you. But actually, I feel like you have succeeded. You are the rightful leader of something here. You really are. And you have succeeded, because Nuada, like, he was a Viking leader, and he gets his hand cut off because I guess like in Viking lore, they had this thing of like that the kings were perfect or something. So once his hand got cut off, then he wasn't perfect anymore. So then he couldn't rule. But then somebody made him a golden hand, and then he became perfect again. Because it's kind of like Simba leaving Pride Rock, and it all falls into disarray under Scar. Like this person was the scar that like, and maybe like left a scar or something. But you have returned, and you are better and stronger, and you have this more like human, soft, actually compassionate, well-rounded view of like yourself and of this person being small. And you've connected with your own authenticity here. And you may actually have unlocked some kind of spiritual gifts, and it's made you very confident, very skillful. This has made you very skillful, and you're like, you're releasing this. Yeah. And if I feel like whoever this masculine is, they built this person up maybe into someone who looks like they're like very powerful or something, but they cheat. And you're like, I don't want that. Who would want that? Gross. You are like throwing that all away. You're like, no, I guess that is your man. Because that would never be my man. I would never put up with that. Because this masculine has like warped himself by being involved with this energy. And you are expanding away, because Newt is like away from her counterpart. And so, yeah, I feel like you got away from whatever this is, and you just started expanding, but also like blanketing the entire sky. You didn't even mean to do this. This person, I'm hearing like this little light of mine, like hide it under a bushel. No, this person tried to hide you under a bushel because they wanted you to be like isolated. They didn't want you to have like the truth mirrored back. They were trying to, this is honestly like destiny steal. They were trying to destiny steal. They were trying to be self-absorbed in some way. And then you got out, and I feel like spirit, that's the scales of destiny, but this is on such a bigger scale because you're just like dominating the night sky is like kind of what I'm getting. Oh my gosh, maybe you are this authority. Maybe you are this authority that's giving the justice. Because whatever they wrongly took, I feel like it's just being given to you. But in like such a grander like fashion, because it's in alignment. Oh my gosh, Hecate. And Hecate is one who goes in after for others, you know, like This person could have been trying to like bait you into some kind of pity energy that you needed to save them, but I feel like you just did your shadow work instead. Because this person was like, help me. I need you to get the truth, or I need you to something. And then you just got the truth like within yourself, and it was the truth about them. And I feel like this is you coming with some kind of like key or some kind of evidence. Like, is this you? And this person's like, because they were maybe even trying to say that they were like in an abusive situation or something. And these two bring out the worst in each other. Like this, but that's Luna. And now this masculine is waking up from a stupor, and then like you're actually protecting yourself and your home from this person. So it's bringing out their fears. Bringing out their fears. Yeah. So anything else of the message here? I think this person's recognizing that you're the only one that can do something here, actually. I think this person might need you. This person might need your help, ironically. That could be a part of the... That could be... I'm crying. That could be a part of the justice. Because I'm seeing this person get themselves like all like tied up in knots, and then they're like, can you help me? Can you come over here? I need that key. And you're like, do you? Oh. This key? Like, I feel like spirit is giving you the key, and this person, and they can't like twist and wind. They need to like, it's not even just asking nicely. Like basically you got this person right where you wanted them, and you didn't even mean to, because their fate, I feel like, is in your hands. Their justice is in your hands. You are somehow the decision maker. Like, I feel like spirit looks like somehow I feel like spirit just gave you the key. Spirit didn't just give it to you, because I feel like there's something here that was like yours to begin with that this person tried to take from you. And I feel like spirit like pulled you under and was like, shh. And y'all just like watch this person try to like ransack your house. Like they ransacked your house. They like packed up all your shit. Like they were going to take it out. And spirit's like, okay, now. And then like now you reveal yourself. This person thought that they were going to get away with it. And spirit wants to move you to a different house anyway. So basically they just like let them pack up all your shit. And like spirit's like, okay, can we just load that up into the trucks? Okay, great. You're going to love this new place, by the way. You are stuck to that pipe. We turned off all the electricity. No one's going to be around. So bye. You know, like you got exactly what you asked for. That's what happens when you don't work in tandem with spirit. You're not an omniscient being. You do not know everything. And you're just going to get stuck in your own trap, basically, because you can't follow spirit guidance. I feel like maybe tarot is like a part of this too, or like, I don't know, because I get the sense of this person trying to follow spiritual intuitive messages, behaving like this. Ma'am, I don't know what you think you're listening to, okay, but you're getting stuck in your own trap. You don't get to not be in alignment with spirit, do a bunch of fuck shit over here, and then think that spirit's going to give you divine messages to lead you out of the situation and not clean up your mess first. On what rock are you living? Like on what planet are you living on? Yeah, there needs to be a sacrifice here. To sacrifice needs to make sacred. And I'm kind of getting like, this is brutal, and I'm getting this like metaphorically. Remember the guy that like went on a hike and he got stuck under a rock? He got pinned under a rock and he had to like cut off his own arm to get out. Remember that? It almost feels like that. Like this third party, because they were malicious. This is not, I made a mistake. This is malicious. This is, I saw what was happening. I saw love bloom before me. And how did I behave? This is so karmic to this person's own situation as well. I saw love bloom before me, and what did I do? I tried to take it. I tried to desecrate the temple. Oh, they took a shit on the temple of God. Remember I told you that? They tried to break it. They tried to burn it. They tried to pillage it. The Lightheart Alchemist, thank you so much for your super chat. When you minus the negative, that's a positive. Yes. Yeah. So that's like what they get as terms of their own karma. Why would God give you love? Like if you're breaking it for other people, you need to learn how to not do that. So I feel like this person actually has to confront their own jealousy. This person will entirely clear up their own jealousy that just runs them rampant before they're actually connected with a soulmate. This actually might be a person who has a solitary path, but they're going to realize that that's what they want, is a solitary path. Because I kind of feel like the only reason this person wants a relationship is to profit. Again, I'm hearing that word hypergamy, because they want to be with someone to elevate their status. It's so needy and it's so codependent. They don't want a relationship for the right reasons. They don't want it to be loved. They want it to show off to their friends. That's what they want. Or to not even their friends. That's not real. I actually think that this is a very it's a selfish person, but I actually think this person is genuinely very like solitary in their energy. They're going to remove themselves. This is the person who will end up in a cave. Like they try to put you in a cave, actually hide it under a bushel. This person's going to walk their happy ass into a cave. Like this is the person who will be a sage on a mountaintop. That's their path to enlightenment. There are people who I think can have like the twin flame thing, and that they awaken like at the height of the world, and they awaken in relationships and families, and they have like the householder path. This is not that person. This is the person who will need to remove themselves from society, from different layers. This is definitely a person who needs to remove themselves from like any hypergamous energy. They need to deal with their own jealousy. That's going to have this person remove themselves further and further and further and further and further away from society, actually, until they're in the cave, until they just kind of say, no, I don't need any of this. This is the kind of person who has that as a spiritual path, but they're very, very far away from that being a realization. They don't need anybody else, actually. They don't. And if anybody's around this person, they almost can't help but to use them, or to try to use them, or to think of how they can use them. And this person just destroys things for other people, which I think is also part of their path being like a very solitary path, but they need to choose it. They want to play a little game. Yeah. There's something here about like drinking, trying to seduce someone when they're under the influence, because it's very much lacking in sobriety. Yeah, because nobody in their right mind is what I just heard. Nobody in their right mind. So they wait for somebody to be not in their right mind. So they wait for a trauma, or they wait for somebody to be weak, or they do wait for somebody to be vulnerable or under the influence in order to try to swoop in and like tempt them. But they themselves are not ever a strong enough temptation. It's always tricks with this person. And that is the truth of them. That is the truth of this situation. They have to confront. There is no getting around it, because this person that they went after would be nowhere near them if this person didn't ruin things for them, maneuver behind the scenes. That is the truth that they have to confront, and that they have to like leave. I feel like this person's in a bargaining stage, actually, where they're like, okay, but this is my soulmate. Okay, I said that I'm sorry. No, it's not. It never was, and it's not going to be now. And no amount of you coming in alignment with the truth, you're going to walk your spiritual path. Your spiritual path has not changed, and it was not with this person, and it was not fucking with these two people. Remove yourself. You scare the shit out of me. So yeah, this third party, I feel like, is actually scared of you. They wanted to make somebody here feel stuck. They were scared somebody is moving on. And whoever this was, it was just a sexual thing between the two of them. And I don't think that it was sober. I don't think that these two slept together when they were sober. And I don't think that they enjoy it. And I don't think it's because it's not natural, or it's not normal, and it's not of God. So yeah. They tried to, they tried to like ruin some new beginning. They wanted to create a new beginning with themselves that they thought was this. And actually, Vishnu is the partner here and looks very sad. They wanted to be the center of attention here. See, thank you so much for the super chat. And I think you saw it, and I think that you left and you went to heal. And you found your faith. Yeah, I mean, this had its purpose, actually. Because everybody here needed to level up. And I think you're kind of giving it to God again. Like, I feel like you're giving it to God, and you're like, if I have a soulmate, they're not going to be with this idiot. They won't be with this moron. And then I'm just trusting. This is the other thing. With people that use magic the way that I've been describing, they don't believe in God. No, they don't. Because if they want to sit here and say that they've got a divine soul connection and that it's destined, then let destiny do it, bitch. Let destiny do it. Why are you meddling? If it's so of God, and God's the one bringing you together, why are you lighting this over there and that over there, and you got a rat tail hanging over here? And why then? What is the purpose? What would you need that for if it's of God? Follow your path is all you need to do. And I do believe that there's an energetic component to things, but it's using magic to remove those energetic. I just pissed somebody off, and I'm glad you needed that. Whoever that was, you needed that. You're using magic incorrectly. You're not using it in a way that's of the light. Somebody just had a huge epiphany. Is that, oh my God, if it's my magic that has to stick this together, it's not of God. Yeah. logic, logos. See, don't demonize logic. Don't demonize logic because it's an energy here too. And everything should kind of make sense in its own logos, like as well. So again, everybody needed to level up here. Level up by letting go. Level up by letting go. Everybody here needed to level up by letting go. But this third party is the one that originally came through to give the message here. And that's the one thing that they were avoiding. That's what they didn't want to be truthful. They wanted a prosperity energy. They wanted the shortcut. Look, Bridget is like the flame that never goes out. And it's Mayday. Like she rules over Mayday, like Beltane energy. So yeah, Spirit's coming into this one too and saying like, you've got a new beginning. You've got a new beginning ahead. And somebody here is going to be mightily pissed off. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. I feel like that was what this entire situation was about. This feels like a third party situation. This interference was allowed to go on to connect the people here with their anger and to know where their anger belongs. Because this third party was trying to wedge between two people and try to get them angry at each other. And they're not. They should be angry at this third party, but also angry maybe at parts of themselves that allowed them to either be baited in with this third party, tempted, or like whatever. But just get the anger out there, right? To deal with it directly within oneself, but also to understand like who they're actually mad at and what they're actually mad about, and to deal with their anger like very directly and not shove the anger down into the shadow because it's being used or played with. Somebody here is being isolated. It's the wrong person, but all this is like starting to flip. So yeah, this third party is in absolute chaos. And that's what they don't want to say this, but Spirit is saying, look, this chapter is done. We're cleansing this out for you in some way. They don't want you to have communication. This third party is not in a good place to communicate right now either. Because you flip this, they're still trying to like sneak up on you. It's not going to work. My gosh, like look at all this negative energy here. It's like the chaos, the fear, the Loki energy, which is very manipulative for me in this deck. And like this reduction energy, somebody wanted to like reduce you with some kind of communication, or they wanted to go around again, or like, but you see it. That's what this is about. So this third party that came through, they want to lie, basically, because all they have is lies. That's all they are, is lies. Facades, facade management. That's all they do. Smoke and mirrors. That's all they are. And you need to know that you have plenty here. You don't need the smoke and mirrors. You don't need to do that. And you're going to find a simple pleasure. And I feel like this masculine needed to understand the definition of real pleasure, actually, because this ain't it. This goblin horror show is not it. Is not real pleasure. It's like for every step you take 2 steps back. But that's like for any pleasure that they could experience on a 3D level for 3 minutes at a time. And I'm being generous. I just heard for 3 minutes at a time here in a drunken state. The self-hatred, the karma, like the negative feelings that are generated within themselves. It's not real pleasure. So people needed a wake-up call here. People needed a wake-up call. But this is a group with the message energy. People are not either able or wanting to be honest, because I think a lot of it has to go on internally. This third party wants to speak because they're manipulative and they want to control the narrative and they want to interject in between. But Spirit cut that person off in order to give this message. And this masculine, I think, wants to speak, needs to heal. And you, I think, also need to heal. This is not something that's meant to be spoken about, like in terms of the messages, because everybody's meant to do their shadow work to go within and to connect to the flame, which Mayday, right, for Beltane, the flame that never goes out, to heal, to connect with their dharmic energy, to rise to their dharmic path, to know what they need to do in the moment. This third party needed to walk away in the moment, to stay in alignment with their divine path, because they are also a child of God. They used to be. It's kind of giving like orc. You know how like orcs in Lord of the Rings used to be elves? It's like that in their energy. And this masculine's well on his way to being that as well. But he needed to turn around. And then I feel like you were isolated. You became the hermit. And your dharmic energy says to cut away from this now. This masculine should have cut away from this other. I feel like these two, if they're involved with each other at all, it's because they weren't rising to their dharmic energy. So, all right. Oh, man. Okay. That was an interesting one. Okay. Hi, Luna. So that was pile 3. Okay. This guy's Irish and should know better. Moving on. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Carrying souls. It's how the ego rips off the mask. Interesting. Pile 3 needs a therapist and a job. I'm gonna need a coffee. Where's the pillow pile? Okay, I need an exorcism. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the general messages, which is this bunny, booty, 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 booty. There's no face on this rabbit, not to freak you out or anything. It looks like a bowling pin in a cute way. Okay. People are allowed to be mad at abusive people. That is sacred anger. Yes. Thank you for saying that. I feel like a lot of people who are genuinely empathetic, you have to kind of learn that. You have to kind of find your voice. And I think that's the last hurrah of like the darkness, is to try to make you think that you standing up for yourself is you not being kind, or you, when actually it is very kind. You don't sit back while this negative energy runs the show. You don't do that, right? But you also have to have a clear mind, because, I mean, look at the kind of time that we live in. I think it's this time that we live in where everything's kind of crazy and chaotic in the world. It's just made me realize that everybody sees the world through a different lens and through a different prism. And there's some people, in my opinion, that just, they stand for the wrong things. They don't see things clearly, but they have this kind of vigilante attitude about it. And that's something that I'm just deeply afraid of, of being so lost in the sauce that I'm not seeing like the truth clearly, and that I become almost a warrior for something that's like negative. So, yeah, I don't know. No face on the rabbit. That could be a message. I kind of thought that in my mind too. Yeah, it can be, anything can be a message. So, okay. Yes. My empathetic anger comes out as the combo sometimes. Tower card and judgment. Yeah. I always think about, there's, the monks. There were warrior monks back in the day, and people were like, you're monks. Shouldn't you be warriors? And they were like, we should stand up for what we believe in. But also, like, the community that they were a part of, they didn't get attacked because people knew that these monks could fight. And so they kept peace in the land. They were like, well, we are strong. We are capable of defending ourselves. We hope that we never have to do it. But nobody's just going to sit here while you want to like raid the village and light everything on fire and cause a bunch of like destructive chaos. Like, when somebody comes at you in that energy, they're the one that decided there was going to be violence that day, not you. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not wrong for you to stand up for yourself. It's giving a certain tech billionaire that wanted to go on the internet and say that he felt that empathy was humanity's weakness. And then, when things started to go wrong for him, was trying to like appeal to empathy in people. But he had already told you that he thinks that it's a weakness in people. Anyways. Okay. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to compassion. All right, let's see what the, yeah, I'm pretty sure that empathy is the reason we've come so far. Yeah, right? There was also, after a certain moment in our recent history that occurred, there was a pastor that did a whole sermon about the sin of empathy because they suck. Ugh. It just goes to show you, like, even the devil can quote scripture, as they say. It's, they can intermingle in what seems like the light, When did this become a thing? I think a person being vulnerable is fire, right? Yeah. There's George Orwell in his book 1984. There's a quote that says, first they steal the words and then they steal the meaning. So I remember a moment in time where, we were all starting to talk about narcissistic abuse. Remember when like Dr. Ramani and all these like narcissistic channels came on the scene to educate us about like the toxic relationship cycle. And at first it was like people had been through that were in those circles, and they were like, yes, this is exactly what I went through. And, you were taught to gray rock and everything. So, but then eventually the word kind of came out and the lingo started coming out. And I remember kind of thinking like, oh no, this is bad, because what do narcissists do? They project. And so they themselves feel like they're the victims when they're actually not. And first they steal the words and then they steal the meaning. So they start to steal the lingo, like empathy. And then they kind of warp what it means. Oh, well, unless you are, and they strip it of its nutrient. So empathy, when it actually becomes kind of a thing that you're able to do inside of you, and you can have any kind of personality and be empathetic, they strip it down to you have to co-sign all of my negative behavior. Be a doormat. I give you and everybody around you has to give you the stamp of empathy. And that's the way that they keep you on the hook. That's the way that they kind of control you. First, they steal the word and then they steal the meaning. So they kind of warp the meaning. And so I feel like some of you are experiencing something like that. First, they steal the word and then they steal the meaning. And that is, to me, I feel like there could be like a finger pointing thing as well. And so if you're confused, if you're in a situation where people are pointing the fingers, I think there might be a topic or there could be a word or concept like empathy. Don't look at these people to try to decipher what it is. Get to know the meaning of empathy. So you know what I'm saying? Like if they're fighting over what empathy is, and one person's like, that's not empathy. And the other person's like, empathy is this. And the other person says, empathy is that. Just get to know empathy. Do your own deep dive on empathy. Get to know the truth of empathy, and then you will know who's telling the truth, or if the truth's somewhere in between. But that's, I feel like what the calling is, to do like a deep dive, if that makes sense. Because I feel like some of you are confused and you're like, well, I don't know. Is it this person or is it this person? Or is it this view or is it that view? You're called to do your own like deep. And I feel like that's breaking through a pattern of superficiality as well, because there's like, it's the depth perception thing. You're called to have a deeper perspective on something. And just because you need to gain a deeper perspective in one arena doesn't mean that you don't have it in other arenas. It doesn't mean that you're like overall a superficial person, but there's something here where Spirit's saying, this is the key. I see Spirit trying to hand you the key. I see Hecate coming in to hand you the key. You know, like, let's go, let's do this shadow work. Because I feel like that whatever this concept is that you need to understand in order to distinguish between these two people, or these two things, these two concepts, or these two takes on something, is what you need to clear up your shadow work anyways. Because I'm seeing Hecate in that deck that we just had with her Liberty crown and her fire stick torch is what that's called, where they go down into the, into the recesses of the shadow to get the key, or with the key to open some kind of door at the bottom and to like let the princess out of the cave, the princess being you, like you're rescuing your own like self, So I feel like that's it. I feel like for some of you, if you're confused, don't look at the people or don't do this. And you're like, don't tennis match, in your head. There's something that these people are arguing over. What is that thing? Then do literally a deep dive. I'm not talking about a 30-minute search on the internet. Okay. Get a book, do a study about it. Look it up on Psychology Today. What kinds of things go into that? Really get to know that thing. And that's going to be the thing that like releases you in some way, shape, or form. Okay, Lost Kings, back when we were young. This isn't real. It's all in my head. I can feel it. I'm imagining it. Scared I'll wake up from this dream. All over, fall back to sleep, please. For a second, for a minute, can we go back when we were young and didn't care if we messed up? Okay. There's some like nostalgia maybe. Or like wanting to go back before things got complicated or something. NF, remember this. I've always had a problem with relationships, but that's what happens when you see the world through a broken lens. Yeah, there's like a broken lens here. And I feel like this situation, I feel like it's a pain. And it's complicated. And I feel like maybe you're yearning, like, I just wish that we could go back to a time when I didn't feel so burdened by all this. But this is a situation that's been given rise to in your reality because it's fixing a schism in your brain. That's what happens when you see the world through a broken lens. It's fixing some kind of broken lens. And go forward. To get to the simplicity, you can't go back because you're still going to have to confront this. Go forward. The simplicity lies ahead. Like once you fix this like broken lens. Sober, Selena Gomez. We fall for each other at the wrong time, only for a moment, but I don't mind. You don't know how to love me when you're sober. Didn't I just say that in pile number 3? Huh. Yeah, remember this just came out again. You learn from your mistakes. That don't mean you're friends. So for some of you, I feel like you need to cut somebody out that's like not really a friend. You learn from your mistakes, but that don't mean you're friends. Yeah, okay, I've learned now. Okay, so you still need to take some kind of action, I think. For some of you. Beautiful Soul just came out, Jesse McCartney. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I want you and your beautiful soul. Yeah, Sitting With You. There's Sitting With You by Sam Hunt is such a beautiful song. My past was checkered. Your spotless record was probably in jeopardy. Your place or my place, his grace or your grace felt like the same thing to me. I never felt like I was sinning with you. That's a song about like having sex with somebody, but it doesn't feel like a sin because you're doing it with your soulmate. You're doing it with the right person for the right reasons. Because I remember feeling that very strongly. I grew up very Christian, and I remember like realizing that sex wasn't a sin. I think that there are sinful people that you can do it with. I think that there are situations where it is sinful to do it, but it's in and of itself, it's not a sin, you know, like you just have to learn how to manage that energy. So maybe for some of you, that's part of it as well. Okay, so interesting. So what other general messages do you have for us, Spirit? I noticed that too, and I think Alex took care of it, right? Or
Yeah, put them in timeout.
okay, yeah. I was kind of hoping not to have to call it out because I didn't want to draw attention to it, but I noticed that that was a problem. I'm sorry, you guys. And thank you for speaking up about it, Serenity. Alex Puckett, there's a troll in the chat. Is there anybody else, or did we get it?
That's it.
Okay. All right, so general messages. Okay, so what general message? Okay. I'm not sure if I want to give this message because it comes through all the time. There is somebody who feels... I'm going to read it a different way. Okay, I feel like there's somebody who feels anxious trying to reach their goals, actually. Because I think this person... Okay, so whoever this is feels anxious reaching their goals because they're scared to be alone. So I don't know if this is like... It could be starting a business where it's like you're just alone, you know, and you don't have anybody else to kind of like help you to do the work with. Or there's something here like that. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, no. Take that if that resonates, but there's somebody that's trying to mess with this energy, that's trying to come through. There's somebody that's trying to come through. Dang. Okay, I think that might be actually linked though, because yeah, there's somebody, maybe this is somebody coming towards you, because it was like somebody who's seeing a victory crown on somebody else's head. They wanted to like partner with somebody because they see them as a victory. And they felt like they couldn't come towards that person. And that's very good, because Spirit is trying to show you that if you're trying to get to somebody else because you feel like that person's your dream or that person's your goal, you have to learn how to do something on your own. And you actually have a fear of like going alone or being skillful on your own or something like that. So, okay, I'm just going to ask another general message. I'm not going down that path. Is there any other general message that want to come through? Truth. The truth about the confusion in the messages. Okay, there's an emperor. Huh. Okay, there's an emperor that wants to obscure the truth. I think Spirit's trying to give us the skinny on this. And they're saying, like, I feel like we don't see that. Or we don't feel powerful enough to like block it or something. I don't know. I feel like something about muzzling it, like on a routine basis, people watching, this person rebuilding, message again, and then moving away. Okay, this person rebuilding, sending message again, and then moving away. And I think that we've all noticed this, right? Like this energy, it's a nuisance, and like we block a lot of different accounts. It just kind of keeps coming back. Spirit's saying like we don't have the truth about that. It's trying to bait something into like a full energy and thinking that it's like a higher cup of love, a relationship from the past. Why is this coming through? They're just kind of giving the skinny on, I feel like, who this person is. It's coming through as an emperor, so I wonder if it's a man, but it is... somebody who is trying to make something seem good from the past. And I feel like the Queen of Rods is like maybe your energy, like where I feel like it's just making you mad. Or maybe this is me because it just makes me mad. But they feel like they want a new beginning and that they think that that's their spiritual fulfillment. This person's like delusional. So why is this coming through spirit? I feel like this is such a waste of time. But spirit is like letting this through. So I'm trying to like navigate through to see like what it is. Somebody wants to say sorry for the pain they caused with like a third party situation that put somebody at a distance here. They feel like this is a lover's energy. Who is this person? Functioning dysfunction. Somebody that you moved away from because maybe they kept you as an option. They weren't making a decision. So I feel like Spirit's just blowing the lid on this person. Like, why is this coming through? You know, the only reason that I'm entertaining this is because there's usually a reason. Like, I've done this for myself in the past where, like, I keep going down and then eventually it's like, oh, now I get it. Like, there's clearly something that I'm missing or that you're missing or that we're missing here. What is it? This person comes up to time for some reason. Yeah, why? What are we missing? What are we missing? 10 of Pentacles and the Death card. Death of the routine. I wonder if they're trying to kill this live stream. Like the death of our routine. Why? Because they want a victory. They want a victory in somebody leaving this group. Okay. I wonder if this is an energy that like keeps coming up through different people or something, because I have started to really have that perspective on the world where I feel like there's just energies that kind of influence things. So it's trying, I feel like it's an energy that like moves up through people that are like lower vibrational. And I actually think that there's something about like a routine, because this is Mercury in Virgo. Okay, Mercury is conversations, routine conversations. They don't like that we have this routine conversation, I feel. Where we're talking about Mercury skills or like ways that people speak or like conversations, patterns. Mercury is finding the patterns here. Doesn't like that, wants that to end because there's Mercury here and then we've got Scorpio energy. Mercury can get into anywhere. So I feel like it's like hiding. It wants to hide. This is an energy that wants to hide. They want to have a victory here. They wanted somebody to be isolated. And I think that we all came together and we're not isolated. We have each other. Fine. Like if we have to be away from certain other things, but we still have each other. We're not like going to be alone or anything. Because somebody wants a reunion so that they can say they're sorry and to break your heart again, maybe. They want maybe to bait you into some kind of sexual energy. This is so messed up. They don't want justice to happen. That's their wish fulfillment. So somebody's trying to keep you in patterns. And instead of taking responsibility, they also might want you to pity them instead of, again, taking responsibility and going independent from something. So again, it's like more third party situation bullshit. They want you to believe that they're stuck in a relationship and they're not. They're just refusing to act or refusing to move. They want you to be burdened with the thing that they're supposed to be burdened with. They want their situation to be your burden. Rescuer, victim, persecutor. They want to maybe have a secret child with you for some. This person is the Emperor wannabe. Okay, because the Emperor card came out and I was like, this is not making sense. Because that felt like their bullshit propaganda. This person tries to push propaganda. And I feel like they might be psychically capable. Or again, this feels like maybe it's an energy. Or it's like an entity. Or something here like that. That's like, it's the thing that's like responsible for trying to pull people down, you know, in the world. It's the thing that maybe we all kind of come here. It's the gravity of like the 3D realm is what it feels like. And we come here to kind of overcome that. And I feel like you're getting away. And I feel like it's just, yeah, you're defensive. You're in a stronghold actually right now. And maybe that has to do with like us. There could be something here. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm supposed to hear this because sometimes I'm like, it feels like maybe we're not moving away from it. But like when you're pushing against a gravity, it's like the thing that helps is having the routine conversations and every single week, like re-upping your commitment to something. That's what it doesn't like. It doesn't like that because it wants you to cling to the past, or it wants you to cling to some kind of emotion. And it doesn't want you to be mad at your treatment. It wants you to think of having a rebirth in love with somebody is like your wish fulfillment and that it's your spiritual inheritance or something. It is not. This is a group that needed to get off the pipeline of the like twin flame thing, because there's a lot of energy that's like being pushed at you. And I'm not saying that you don't have a twin flame. Maybe you do. Maybe this is like a false twin flame. That's kind of what it's giving, is like there's some kind of false twin flame energy and they wanted you to think that this is actual love. Love. Remember what I was saying? Don't do the tennis match where like one person's saying this is love and another person is saying no, it isn't. Like, look again. It's binding energy. Love spells, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. There is only binding spells. Love is of God and you don't need a spell for it. So what you need is acceptance. What you need is to look around you. And if somebody's trapped in a karmic situation, I mean, you can send them love and light. You can send them truth. That is love energy, right? But like they have to be strong enough to avoid their own karmic traps. You can't get them out of that for them, So it's surrendering to your path is kind of what I'm getting here. And using energy work to bolster that, not to run away from it. But they don't like that. They don't like that you're so well defended here energetically and that you're tired and that you're getting ready to overcome this. I feel like they really wanted to hurt you again. And it could be this queen. It could be this like third party. It could be a feminine here. It could be a masculine. It could be both. But they want you to be in an impulsive energy so that you take their cup and that you think it's the higher cup here. They wanted to confuse you about the past. They wanted you to think that it was friendly. They wanted to keep you in the dark about something. They wanted to paint something here like their hands were just tied. They were scared because of an emperor, because their hands were tied because they're an emperor. They're bound by the traditions of their culture and the rules. And this is reminding me, I used to get messages like this, like back in the day. And I think that you're kind of coming up out of it, And this person may feel some level of binding, but they're meant to overcome it. If this person's sincere, which I don't think they are. If this person's sincere, it's like, remember I told you that they're trying to put some kind of responsibility on your plate, or responsibility of something that I feel like this person would talk to you about their responsibilities. This person could be a father. This person could be like a mother. This person could be a leader. They could be a boss. They could be like, listen, I'm just like stuck in this because I have all these responsibilities. And I think like that's not the lesson they're supposed to learn. They're supposed to learn to overcome tradition. And maybe that's why the Aquarius energy always comes out too, because Aquarius is so non-traditional. Aquarius pushes the boundaries. It's like very different. It goes its own way. And I feel like I just heard these boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. And one of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. So this person could like your footwear. They could like your legs and your friends. And they literally could like your friends. They could literally want to be like, this person is so traditional. I don't think they're supposed to break this and find their own freak flag, but I feel like this person likes your friends and your friends are like very non-traditional or they're fun or something. And this person wants like your friends, but you're blocked off. So this person wants you to buy their bullshit. They want you to buy their frame. And remember, I went through a period of time where that was coming through in the messages a lot, where we were talking about this person likes to control the frame, which like in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, that's what I learned about that, because all of these weird men who read these books of like how to trap women, how to hunt women at the bar and neg them and make them feel low self-esteem, like all that stuff, they try to control the frame of what you can see about them, what you can't see, how you frame their actions. So it's like, well, my actions, I was just scared. I was just nervous. And you couldn't see that in me because I am so wounded and I had to protect myself and I couldn't whatever, blah, blah, blah. But also still look at me like I'm the emperor. This emperor doesn't behave like this. This is pretend emperor. This is emperor wannabe energy at best, sir or madam. And they feel like you don't want to talk to them. And also they feel like they're not on an equal level with you because they want their narrative to be like on an equal level when you kind of are like, no, like you've changed. Yay. I feel good. I feel good about that. I feel like you've changed. And I just feel like this person's tricks are no longer going to work on you. They wanted to keep you confused. They want you as an option. Maybe they want to They're confused about how to come towards you in conversation because you've changed and you're no longer accepting your bullshit. And this person annoys me because didn't I say this in another reading? Didn't I say that like the cycle has ended and this person's slippery tongue, their slippery mouth. I also just heard manufactured maturity. So if this person doesn't say much, I briefly and barely learned about this concept because I clicked on a video last night. Sometimes Spirit does this to me. Like the night before a reading or something, they'll just try to introduce a concept. And I didn't really see much of it because it was like literally right before I was going to bed. But it was manufactured maturity. And it's where people are quiet. And so you think that they're mature. And those people get like praised for being mature their whole life. And then when they find out that they're not as mature, then they feel ashamed or embarrassed about it because they can't say like, I'm actually just quiet or like, and I feel, I don't know. So there could be something here like that where this person could use quietness. And I don't even think they necessarily meant to the first time that they started doing this. Like they maybe were just unsure or they were confused about social situations or how to approach conversations. And then they started to notice that it worked to their advantage. And you're not buying it anymore with this person. That's for some of you, the quiet thing. But there's something about manufactured maturity. They want to paint themselves as mature for sure. But you've just leveled up. You know too much now. This is you in the temperance energy. They don't want that. This person, and it bothers me because I've already said this, and maybe this is how you feel about this person. They're just so bullish, this person. I feel like I said this in like pile number 1 or pile number 2 or something where it's like the cycle has ended. Their actions are needed. And this is exactly what they don't like or this energy doesn't like because that is the key. Their actions. They need to, if they're in a situation, whatever this emperor, oh, well, I have all these responsibilities or I'm supposed to do this or I'm supposed to do that. And they're using their words as a means of cloaking and confusing you about the actions that they can and should be able to take for themselves. Just let your dick go completely soft for this guy. Okay. Just seriously, because he's not strong. And he's not a leader and he doesn't do what needs to get done. He does not take care of business. Like literally this man is like, I can feel like the heart like shattering and like the tears kind of pricking up because I'm just calling it. This is exactly what he is. All he is an emperor wannabe because emperor can take action and can handle their business. So every time he's like, and I can't and I couldn't and the sun's too big and I tripped over a rock. Like, all this excuse energy. Just here, I cannot take care of my business. Are you attracted to that? Are you attracted to that? This is a man who just wants to tell you, I can't handle my business. And he wants you to find him attractive. And he wants you to think that he's the emperor. The jig is up. The jig is up. Okay? This is why I feel like this soul incarnated into a masculine body because masculinity rules over actions. And this person doesn't do any. They're very calculated in the actions that they take. Slippery. This is a slippery fish. And if they're attached to a feminine, I bet that feminine's a slippery fish. Okay. And they are like, oh no, she's the slippery fish. Like not me. No, they both are. That's where they align because yeah, no doubt these people are bad for each other. I feel both of these people talk shit about the other one behind their back. I think they're both right actually, because both of them are, I just heard the word incredulous, incredulous. But both of these people, they want to hide behind the skirts of the other one. That's all they do. And both of them are like, they complain about the other one, but they benefit actually. They benefit greatly. Notice that. Notice that they've been, and at least on a social level, again, I'm hearing hypergamy. They want, one person here may have money. The other person here may have social capital. That's what they want. It's incredibly superficial. And they've gotten themselves into this situation. They're not trapped. They're benefiting actually. And they don't want to give up the benefits that they have. Maybe they don't want to pay child support, or they don't want to seem like their perfect little life isn't perfect. And they feel like you should carry the weight of that. That's their fucked up decisions. And they are trying to convince you that somehow you are responsible for that, or that you should be the person in the background. And this person should get all of the spoils and you should get none of them. This person is benefiting socially. They're benefiting in a financial way. You involving with this person would not benefit socially, and you would not benefit in a financial way. And I feel like you are the person who needs to hear that, because as spiritual people, we can say like, and mean it that, these things are not important to us. And I feel like that's how you can get drawn into this trap here. Funny bone, there can be something about a funny bone. You're like, it's not funny. It just hurt, It's not funny. So like, even though you don't care, like you still need to make smart decisions for yourself. You still need to be able to identify when you're being taken advantage of. And this is a person who's trying to take advantage of your good nature. And they're trying to profit off of a shit situation with a shit person that frankly they know is a shit person. They know they're both shit people for involving in this, but they love, for the love of money, I just heard, they're so in love with the world and Satan, and like they're so in love with it that they won't separate themselves. That's what it is. It's devil energy is what it is. They're so in love with devil energy. This person doesn't want to be seen like that. And it is their own weakness and it is their own cowardice that has led them into this trap. And that's what they need to take responsibility for. It's not for you to take responsibility. I think a lot of you are bleeding hearts and you have taken responsibility. And that reminds me of something else that I said. I think this is all like coming from pile number 1. It's bothering me that this person cannot just, they're so bullish. They're so persistent. And I feel like maybe that's what's gotten them what they want in the past. They just keep being persistent. They just keep saying this bullshit narrative over and over and over again until they just drain someone dry, till they just run you down. And you don't want that. It's annoying. Honestly, it's so annoying. And other people get like blamed for it. This person blames everybody else, or they want you to blame everybody else instead of them, for they are this way. They want a new beginning. They want you to see them as the King of Pentacles. I feel like this person wants to make you promises. Oh, I'm going to be the King of Pentacles. This person's incapable. They need to be alone. This person needs to separate themselves from the world. I feel like this person needs to leave their assets. Why are you so in love? You don't love me. You love your assets. You don't love me as much as you love your hair dryer. As much as you love having, that 4th bedroom that you don't use ever. Okay, that's where I'm at on your list. Like, I think some of you are like just realizing that. No. Because they know this is a fucked up situation. They know it is. And they know that whoever they're attached to is a fucked up person. But they like that person as well because they benefit superficially. Because I feel like both of these people hurt other people, like in each other's sphere, in each other's life. Because it's wrong. It's like a high-pitched noise. I've picked up on that before, these two being together. But they benefit in this superficial way, and they just displace the people around them. So they want a new beginning, and they want it to be sexual, and they want it to be passionate, and they want you to buy into their bullshit again. And they're trying, I really strongly get that they want you to leave this conversation. They want you to leave. Maybe it's not us. Maybe for some of you, it's another court, because it's the 8 of Cups, because the cups are like a group of people. They want you to think that it's intuition to leave a situation where you have a conversation that frankly you need on repeat in order to overcome this. Frankly, you need on repeat in order to overcome this. Frankly, you need on repeat in order to overcome this. See what I'm doing there? You need that because you're building up momentum. And we come here and we touch hands and we hold hands and we touch grass and we say, listen, keep on going, bitch. Keep on going. Because somebody are trying to isolate you. And they could have tried to isolate you via a secret, like being in a secret relationship with them. And they're like, no, I'm really going to leave this person. This is a person who's never going to leave. And it's not even about that other person. You know who this person loves the most? Themselves. This person's obsessed with themselves. Both of these two people are. That's what they have in common. It's not whoever this person is with. I feel like they want to point the finger at that person and be like, that person is so obsessed with themselves. So are they. You can't be with this other person unless you are also full of yourself. Because if you are not full of yourself, being near a person who is full of themselves all the time is just nails on a chalkboard. It's just nails on a chalkboard. Someone that I'm in love with once said to me, like, I could not listen to this person tell me one more time about what they put in their smoothie. That is the level of conversation we had day in and day out. That's what they said. And I feel like that's what this is on a superficial level. No, y'all the same. Y'all are the same. No, y'all the same. That's the hard truth of it. And until you cut ties with it, which is like cutting ties with the world, this person has to cut ties with the world. And they don't want to. So this energy, at the very least, is like trying to sneak in here. And I kind of wonder if it's not a female. Like this female might be trying to get you back with this like masculine because she likes that she's the queen. She likes that she has all the spoils and she has the marriage and she has the last name and she has the kids and she benefits monetarily and socially, and that you have to settle for crumbs with somebody that frankly I think you unfortunately have a soul connection to. Yeah, like you were the happy marriage, and this is something different. This is something different. You were the happy situation. These people should be apologizing in order to get their own success. Yeah, so somebody here, they want you to leave a healthy situation. Like this is a group of friends. They wanted to obscure the truth to do with a heartbreak and to do with a karmic contract. To do with a third party situation, they wanted to obscure that truth. They thought you didn't know. They didn't want you to know. That was their wish fulfillment involves secrets. Because it's unbalanced and it's unjust. And you are freeing yourself from this. Keep going. Because this energy is trying to pull real hard. They're trying to pull you back into being abused, manipulated. It's trying really hard not to let you go. It wants to cause a tower moment. For some of you, you have, okay, if you've been held out, if you're like, why am I still single? Like, you have to, like, in yourself, free yourself from this energy, but this is like knowing beyond a shadow of a doubt that there's nothing for you here. And it's not just knowing it on a superficial level. Like, this is hidden enemy is what this is. I feel like they're wanting to destroy maybe a relationship that you're either already in or that's coming in for you when you break free from this, or this entity is, or this energy is. But you're coming up victorious. And I feel like there's some kind of skill that you have or you're developing in the process, just one foot in front of the other, and keep close to the earth is what I'm getting. This is like the way out of this is just one foot in front of the other. No shortcuts, no devil energy. And you know what? This is Kritika energy. And I'm a Kritika sun, by the way. So for some of you that is like in Vedic astrology, I'm a Kritika sun. And this is exactly Kritika energy because Kritika is like an orphan energy. And either you're called to be an orphan or like to cut away from people that really are not your family actually, or your friends or whatever. Or you really have that energy where you just don't come from anything. But there's a prominence to that energy, but they get taken care of by other women. Kritika sun, you see me do this every single week. It's women here basically, and some men here as well, but they take care of me. Usually there's like 9 people, and I don't know how many people that like kind of regularly donate, but thank you to those of you who do, like, but that's what it is like that is that energy. And I feel like maybe that is this 8 of Cups that your intuition has actually drawn you to this, but they want to drag you back into the forest where this is like Little Red Riding Hood. So it's like, Granny, what big teeth you have. They want you to think something is home or something is Granny or something is, and it's not. But your intuition has brought you here, I think. But if it's not here, there's another place where it's like a group of people that are like loving, that you hang out with instead of these other people. And you're safe there. Whatever it is, you're safe there. You're moving, you're learning skills. There's patterns. You're picking up on patterns. Or like if this is a new family that you're in or new friend group, you're learning, you're hearing on a regular basis, like new patterns of speech, new patterns of interacting. And it's something that you need bolstered to overcome all the years in your past of different patterning. And you need that, just like a baby learns, like that's, you're kind of reparenting yourself. I'm getting goosebumps. That's what you need. And that's the healing. And they're trying to obscure that. They're trying to make you afraid of it, or make you afraid in the wrong area to go to the right area. Or see what I just did? Oh, that was just, they tricked me, like to make you leave the right area to go to the wrong area and think it's Granny or think it's home, and then they're going to gobble you up. They're going to gobble you up. Yeah. They want you to think that something here is like hurting you so that they can, but I think they might, for some, they want you to comfort them instead of taking responsibility. This is someone who needs to just take responsibility for a third party situation, for ruining things, take responsibility for their own emotions. Because that's the other thing that's absent from these two is any emotional anything. I think they want to fight though. They want to have like an argument, but they know that they're not on solid footing with you. Emily, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm not going back. I reject that old outdated stale pattern. Thank you, Jess and Spirit, for ever continued support. Yes, and thank you to every normal person that doesn't say weird stuff like in the chat as well that we have to kick out. George. Bye, George. Yeah. This person could be spending some kind of money here as well to try, I don't know if this is like they're getting new wardrobe or something to try and reinvent themselves, or they could want to like spoil you, like, oh, let me take you out for a nice dinner or something. I don't know. Like, I just don't know. Ugh. They're going to say all the right things. Oh, this needs to change. I'm going to leave this person. I'm waiting for my ships to come in. They could tell you that they're waiting for some kind of decision, or that they're waiting. Maybe they're saying that they're waiting on a decision from you. And you know what? Don't fall for that shit either. Because if this person, that's so unfair. Like, if they're like, I'm waiting for a decision from you, they're putting all of that on you. And then you, even if they do end up leaving, all of the responsibility is on you, because if you are like, well, this isn't actually working for me, and you want to leave that relationship, it's going to be so much harder for you to leave that relationship, because you're going to feel guilt, or you're going to feel responsible. And this person's going to be like, well, I left my comfy situation for you. And it was like this kind of covert contract. And you're like, I didn't ask you to do that. And it's not fair for this person. This person puts things like on other people. Okay. So anything else? They don't want you to defend yourself. They want to be able to like knock you over and have like a victory. And there could even be other people that they're trying to pull into this in a sneaky way and then like watch you. Or it's an energy. For some of you, it's an energy that maybe they're like pushing towards you. Look, because you're the Empress, and also whatever I see in this, because she has this like heart that looks like a dagger, or I'm sorry, this like dagger that looks like it got pierced through her heart, and you're like thriving anyway. And they want that to change. They want this to change. So I hope that you are not intimidated by this at all, what this message is. I hope that you are not scared at all. I would take this as an extreme compliment, that you are moving in the right direction and that they're scared because you are escaping their clutches. Honestly, I feel like you're far enough away. You've got a lot of momentum behind you. And like, if you just stay the course and you keep your eyes like fixed on the horizon, then you're not going to be sucked back into it, and you're going to have victory with this. You are. I feel like you're at the stage now where you're like reparenting yourself. You're learning new patterns of conversation. You're learning new patterns like with the people that you're around. And that's just going to take time. It just is, because, it's the same way that you kind of soaked up a certain culture around you when you were a child, like you just soak it up. It's not like you meant to learn, certain things that you just kind of naturally pick up from your environment. It's not like you mean to learn those things. It's like attachment style stuff, that this is how relationships go, and this is what you have to look out for. You kind of just naturally absorb those things. So you're becoming very conscious, and this is what we do here. And I imagine that you find other places on the internet where people do that, and you've got I think maybe you're drawing different people around you where they're aware of these kind of patterns, or we speak about them, and that's part of it. But there's also this just soaking up this kind of other kind of culture, and it has to build up to override this other thing and just keep doing it. And this entity or energy or person or whatever that's trying to put dark energy at you, they don't like it, because it means that their tricks don't work on you. And Spirit has already told this person, because I know that I've said this in multiple messages, that it's done. It's done. Their tricks are not going to work on you. Their pattern is not going to work on you. You've seen it. You've called it out. And their wish fulfillment for you is to have you in a subservient position. This isn't love, because they want you to think it's love, but basically this person wants to have all the spoils. They want to gain socially and materially. They want to have that fourth bedroom that they just never use. And that's what they want and they want you to call that love. But this person is totally fine seeing you struggle or not get those things. Can you imagine like not wanting the best for your partner, seeing them bask in the light? Like, this feels so gross to me, because it feels like this person's in a marriage. Can you imagine being in love with someone and not having that moment with them, where you're bound over here to somebody else, and you don't have, it should be the two of y'all that have that memory together, that sign that paper together. That should be the two of you. And this person doesn't want that. And I think this person doesn't want you to move on, especially if this person sucked you into like a third party situation, because they're full of shit. They don't want you to actually like leave that situation. Now I'm thinking, I had this friend back in the day, and she had an affair with a married man, and it was a long-term affair. This woman moved states to be with this man. He moved his family, and then he didn't ask her to follow him or anything. She just did. And, because she was like in love with him or whatever. And that's like what she settled for, is like being in that. But this person benefits from that, and they don't want you to have your own healthy relationship in the light of day where you have a social benefit, they don't want that. You're a fucking hostage. That's what it sounds like. Guys were always reflective of family there. So it's like, yeah, it might be deeper patterns like of those attachment style things. So just know that you're getting traction. You're gaining traction, and something here doesn't like it. It's the challenger. Devil, that word for devil, it means challenger. So this is, you're rising, and this is the energy that's trying to challenge. I just feel like it's weak. It's weakened. And I would never underestimate this energy. I would never say like, oh, it's weak, so don't worry about it. Push with all your might, literally all your might. Like keep doing it and keep going. It's like if you keep doing that, victory is assured, but you have to keep like re-upping that. Just keep going. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep moving. You are getting there, and it's freaking this energy out because I don't think it can hold you. I don't think it can hold you. And I can feel it like try to come through in certain like messages or whatever. And so, because remember pile 2 in this reading, for those of you that watched the whole thing, pile number 2 was like a good energy, but that person still can't be with you. That person still has a journey to go through on their own. But they want to confuse you of like, well, maybe this person is pile number 2 when they're actually pile number 1, or they're actually this nonsense that we're talking about now. Like, don't get confused about it. You know your situation. Like, just look at the plain facts. Educate yourself on patterns. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like this is such a good thing that this message came out. I feel like this is a good omen. This is like a good sign. And I just want to remind you where we started with this of like, if you're confused and you're like, I don't know, is this love or is this not love? And you go back and forth. Don't do the like tennis match ping pong thing. Learn about love. Like, Getting the Love You Want by Harville Hendrix just came through. Like maybe read that book. Can I just tell you guys something? His wife apparently also worked on that, and I don't like her. I get a bad vibe. I think they play out this I've listened to interviews with both of them. I think they have a toxic dynamic themselves. Anyways. So, oh my gosh, and literally I just said that because I feel like they might try to paint healthy people like that, to try to make you doubt. Like maybe me and Alex, and my relationship is not the forefront of this channel. It's not. Alex doesn't even really like, he helps me. He's here to like help me and has said that, he doesn't want to be like front and center. And, but I just kind of got that nudge of like, if there are people that are in relationships, it's like, well, yeah, they're not perfect and we're not perfect and we don't claim to be perfect, we're not trying to flash our relationship like all over this, like, I don't know if any of you guys have really even seen him, but I don't know. It just kind of, that like seed of doubt kind of thing just like came through. But anyways, why were we drawn into this situation in the first place? It could be that pile 3 kind of thing where, remember I heard myself say in pile number 3, everybody had something that they needed to like confront and overcome through, I can't remember what I said, through walking away. Queen of Swords. It's like you needed to observe this. Things are not always what they seem. And so somebody here is like really good with their words, slick words. And, okay, I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting. Like, cause this is Hasta energy for me in Virgo. We've had a lot of Virgo energy come out in this. And Hasta is like a very overprotective mother. So you could have thought that somebody here was like an overprotective mother, but actually or even if this is a man, it's like they could have had this, like, you could have thought that they did things because they were protective or something. And maybe there's 2 here as well, where one energy really is overprotective, but maybe they're seeing things very clearly and they're telling you the truth. Or maybe they're even saying like, you can't go out with him on Friday night or something. And it's because your mom sees something that you don't. That's if it's genuinely protective. But there's somebody else here that is just manipulative. And maybe uses motherhood as like manipulative. That could be this person's energy that's like, well, I have all these responsibilities, so I can't do right by you because I have all these responsibilities. And it's like, sounds like you should be nowhere near me then, because I do expect people to do right by me. I'm going to keep just infusing this kind of messaging in you. Sounds like you'd belong nowhere near me then, because I expect people to do right by me. I don't understand why I should have to accept less in my life because you can't get yours together. Like, no. What planet does that make sense? But yeah, it's this Queen of Swords energy, because I feel like, and maybe this is you learning how to parent yourself. I keep hearing that, like reparenting yourself, because you are this protective mother, learning how to be protective, like of yourself. And for some of you, there could be karma here with like a child. Like maybe you had a child with this person. Maybe it was like on the side. Maybe you didn't know that. I don't know. But you're like seeing, and it has to do with like seeing things very clearly, observing the patterns. It's Mercury energy. And also Mercury, there's no door that Mercury cannot unlock. And so I feel like it's where you're just nobody's fool. I feel like this is just so you become nobody's fool. And you learn, I feel like you're really merging with truth. And the Queen's sword is straight up here. Straight up. Be straight up. I feel like you're saying like, be straight up, or you're learning to be straight up. Instead of kind of with the Neptune energy falling for the, Instead, you're learning how to be straight up in your own speech, because it might really pin somebody to the wall and they can't slip and slide out of it. So you could be learning how to do that in like precise moments. But it's just like being nobody's fool. Yeah. And cutting away and learning how to stand up for yourself is what I'm getting to this Knight of Rods. That's, you're meant to see somebody here is the Knight of Rods. They come in, they come out. They don't really have a plan. Maybe they're very sexual. They're immature. Like they're just really immature. And they want to build with you, but they're not. Like, and this person is building somewhere else. I feel like this person is investing their builder energy somewhere else. That's the truth. It's like, just see the truth. It's no accident is what I'm getting. Like there's something here. It's like, it's no accident. And I actually feel like once you realize it, I just heard like some kind of unnatural like act of God is going to boom. It's a tower moment. This is going to crumble because these two people, because these very superficial people that are in a very self-serving relationship, they're not in a relation. Don't be jealous of what's going on over here because these people love themselves and only themselves. Once you have seen what you needed to see, I feel like you're leaving the situation. There's no more need for whatever they're doing to stand because you're just meant to see through whatever this is, or possibly to identify that it's there in the first place, that this person has something built with somebody else. This is going to knock this down because these people, I feel like I get knocked down, but I get up again. And Spirit's like, stay down. Stay down. Because it's not holy. And I just heard that song, Unholy. Doing something unholy. Because all they want is the facade. And I feel like something might come out that both of these people are not what they say they are. And the truth of this like decrepit kind of situation, and that these people are very superficial and they don't actually have it's going to come out. Like it is going to come out because these two, for them to learn their lessons, they have to separate out from each other and just, they need to not be benefiting off of something that's like fake. So yeah. There's no unseeing this nonsense once the heart sees it. It's so true. And it's almost like self-harm. Like to see this and to go back to it. It's like a version of like self-harm. Anything else, like why you got sucked into this in the first place? I really feel like it's getting your Queen of Swords energy up online, like as a part of that Empress energy. And also, I just saw the Queen of Wands too. Yeah, you didn't see something clearly. I think you thought this was a healthy situation, or you thought that this was a relationship, or again, it's a conversation energy with like the Libra coming through. You thought that this person was just making a decision, or you believe them. You believe this person who is unbelievable. You were waiting for your ships to come in with this person, maybe your ships of a relationship, and they were never going to come through. Because they benefit. The decision that this person benefits most from is having you on the hook over here and having this other situation as well. That's the position where they're king or they're queen, and they don't intend to move from that position because they're selfish, and you need to see that they're selfish and that they only care for themselves. And that way you become Saturn. You close this karmic cycle, but you yourself become Saturn. You may actually become an authority on something here, on relationships, or claim your own authority in your own situation here, like over yourself. You're sovereign. You become very skillful in relationships. It clears out some kind of karmic cycle, I'm telling you. But you also become Saturn, where you're very cold and you're very detached in this situation. And it's meant to. So actually, I feel like these dominoes are starting to fall, because then this person is going to experience 5 of Swords or 5 of Wands energy. They're all like mixed up and they want to come towards you really fast, but then they can't. And that's like the start of their downfall. It marks the start of their downfall. And you're protected. And they're feeling defensive because they know they betrayed you. This person knows. And they know that this is they know that this is a shit situation for you, and they intended to lure you into it anyway. Through a message that you didn't see clearly about, and blaming this person that they're with. And don't get me wrong, that person is trash, but they're trash too. They're both equal trash to each other. Both of these people, they're the same level of conceited and self-absorbed and superficial. They are the same as one another. And maybe you needed to see this other person that they were in a relationship with to be able to actually see this person clearly that you were with, that you were in relationship with or conversation with. Because unless you saw this person with this other person and you're like, why are they with them? I don't get it. It's so antithetical to what they claim, because they're a liar. It just outs them as a liar. They are that. And it's like it couldn't have gotten through to you. The truth of it couldn't have gotten through to you unless you saw that person with that other person and you saw what it was. I feel like these people, like, they started off as, it's so superficial. And I think that maybe you thought this person was deeper than that or something. You thought this person was like Jupiter's husband. You thought they were different. You thought that they were your spiritual inheritance, or you thought that they were going to help you with your strength and they were going to help you with your anxiety or something. Like, no. That's not who this person is. They never were that. And they owe a lot of karmic debt to people for positioning themselves in that way and not being that. And they did that just because they wanted to suck out money or attention, esteem energy. It's like narcissistic supply, which is an addiction to esteem. They threw everything good and holy over, all their relationships, you and other people too, in order to feed an addiction to esteem that this person has. It's devil energy. They chose an addiction. That's the addiction, an addiction to esteem. And that's narcissism. They're obsessed with themselves. Both of these people are obsessed with themselves. And I'm hearing Dr. Ramani in my head where it's like, it gives power couple. When people ask her, like, what happens when two narcissists get into a relationship together? And she says it usually gives power couple, but it's an absolute atrocious mess behind the scenes. So it's not your problem. But I feel like you're just cutting away from it. And it's sad because I actually think that you were a soulmate to one of these people. But they just took a turn in a terrible direction at some point. And they just could never, they don't care enough to get themselves out. And so long as they benefit from this, they won't. They have no motivation to get themselves out, which is why you've got to cut free. So anyway, trying to find some self-esteem that they don't have. And they're looking in the wrong places because they're not doing the inner work. And I feel like in that way, you're showing this person the way out. The way out is to do shadow work. But this person's not interested in being real. They're not authentic. They're not interested in authenticity. They're interested in giving a facade of authenticity, but not actually being authentic because that scares the shit out of them. Because everything that they've done in their life, it's this like snowball of hiding because they feel like if they were authentic, they feel honestly like nobody would love them. And, you know, that's sad in and of itself, which is why they go about their life this way. And they just build terrible karma with people. And it's going to start hitting, I think. I think you leaving is the thing that is hitting. And they're desperate to hold on. And don't be flattered by it because it's a selfish impulse. And it always is with this person. And I think that's what you're learning. You are what you eat and you are who you hang out and focus on. Yeah, because we're communal beings. Like Earth is a very communal place, you know, where you eat the earth and then you pee back out. And it just, I think of that like you ingest things in and then it's like a needle and a thread. Like it just weaves you into the tapestry of this like connected sequence of communities here, like upon the earth. But, okay. So just know that you're on the right track. Pile 4. I'm going to call this pile 4. It's a cycle. Okay. So, and you're learning how to build your strength and possibly you're learning how to keep certain things a secret. You're connecting with your intuition and you're going to be the one that actually moves forward very quickly. And the funny thing is you might find yourself in a traditional situation, even though I think you've had to connect with your freak flag. There could be something traditional about where you end up. But maybe also something non-traditional. It could go either way or it could be a weird blend of both. And it's because you've done the right thing here. You did what you were asked to do by spirit. You did. You followed spirit's voice and not the other guy. And that's not the same for this other person and for whoever they're involved with. Because they can't be anywhere near each other, let alone like having the same last name, sharing contracts with each other, putting their tongues in each other's mouths. They cannot be doing that without it being like just a disgrace to God, really. So that's what I have for you guys. And this has been a long reading. And yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Christine just said, on so many reads, sometimes I can't tell if it's this horrible karmic feminine energy or the karmic masculine ex-twin flame of mine. Yeah. Cause I feel like it's both. Cause I feel like you almost needed, you can relate to it in your own gender. Cause there's something about you understanding your own gender a lot better because at least in the West, like we're raised like girls share a locker room with other girls, you know, like you kind of open up to, you understand your own gender, I think, like a lot better. So you can read this person that's the same gender as you. You know exactly what they are. And it's like, that's who this person's like around, or they've chosen over you, or who they are with. You know what it is to be in an energy field of that kind of energy on a regular basis. You know what that is. And it's like you needed that in order to be able to see the masculine very clearly. Because without it, you wouldn't have seen it. You wouldn't have seen it. They are the same. Yeah. And what's weird is I think that if this other person wasn't in the picture, that this masculine would be very lost, because they would have to build an authentic life, is what I'm getting. It's like everybody kind of needs this situation, because you would never be okay with this kind of shenanigans. I don't know. And I think this is protection for you as well on a spiritual level. But anyways, I'm going to leave that there. My throat's kind of going. Is in the family. I think it went from light worker to grid worker. It's a place, not a man I feel a pull to more than anything else. Yeah. Yes, you rub off on who you hang out with. Yeah. Decrepit person, both inside and out, but I couldn't see him clearly. Yeah. And it's because you've been around, whatever your gender is, you've been around your gender in close quarters. You know them better, you know? Elena, thank you so much for the super chat. All right. Thank you guys for being here. We do have a live stream tomorrow on Patreon for those of you that are signed up over there. It's a career check-in reading. So don't miss that. And we sell candles if you're interested. We have scented candles, and it's high quality ingredients, very safe candles. And we also sell ritual candles that the wax, when it's all melty and stuff, we infuse it with different ritual oils, but also with custom bespoke spells that I've written for each one. So it gets all infused in there. And when you light it, all of that gets kind of released into your space. And there's been a lot of thought put into everything from the wicks to the, we shave dragon's blood on top of those, which increases the intentionality behind all of that. And every intentional thing, in every ritual candle, I have a stipulation that everything unfolds for the highest and greatest good of all beings. If that's not the case, then Spirit illuminates for you in a gentle but clear way what the right path for you actually is, because I don't believe in everybody being a reliable narrator for their own experience. I just know too much psychology for that, and that's not a slight on anybody that uses. It's just we're all human, and I think we have to factor in that we could be wrong. And if we're wrong, what is the path that we're supposed to go down? You know, what is the truth in the situation? And it's meant to help you in a gentle but clear way figure out exactly what that is. For yourself, and to just support your spiritual journey. So, all right. Hedge Witch is burning right now. Hedge Witch is such a good one, and such a good spring scent. All right. I love the candles. Thank you. All right. I'm going to get off of here, but we do have a live stream reading tomorrow for those of you that are on Patreon. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.